I've got too many tabs. Oh, that's I've got
Yep. Oh, and you can remove your exhaustion now, Mortar, as well.
7.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Right. Hitting record. 50 seconds until we begin. Yep. Oh, I'm going to unplug this. Well, I remember.
Top, sorry.
That's right.
So all I need is coal for cinder.
Yeah, so I
feel
thought.
like
Ooh, that's right. That's right. And if you're going to be fighting Cinder, I need to make sure that her stat block is brought up for my own personal needs.
Cinder.
Cinder.
Everything the light touches is your domain.
See them people over there screaming on fire? They are yours.
They're yours.
Never mind.
They are the homeless area. We do not go there.
Sheppy? What? Not in this game.
Oh, no.
What about Fanet?
Yeah, right, yeah. God, risk of sounding like a Cornish person. Anything on the other side of the Thames is not my problem.
The other side of the Tamar, surely.
No, the Cornish say Tamar, but on Sheppy it's a Thames. Anything over the estuary, not our problem. No, it can...
Anything north of the M4, that's the north. There's no Midlands. Maybe Reading.
Anything
Swindon.
Anything across the bridges north. London, north. Southampton, north. France, north.
Have you considered America, North,
North.
Antarctica?
North.
North.
You just
It's a
keep
long
going
way
north
round.
until you hit it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're going to get there eventually, unless the Earth is flat.
You can still keep going north until you hit it, even if the Earth was flat. Anyway. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Crabby DnD. I am here with my players, Cat,
Hi.
Damien,
Greetings.
Curve,
Hello.
Mortar. Mortar? I know. We've lost a Mortar. He was here a second ago.
Oh, check the families.
Mortar. Oh, he's off killing. He's off threatening to murder a mother and child again.
Romulus is here. And Vinny. Hello. And Mortar will be here at some point.
What's I was saying?
Oh, hello.
Oh, finally.
Hello.
Oh, we couldn't hear you for the duration of that when we were saying your name. Okay.
Sorry, I was so warm in the alley I was in. Oh my word. I spooned with a woman with no teeth.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. Sure.
Adam.
Sure. So, let us begin. Good to see you've all returned. Now, let us hope that you're all sitting comfortably for this day, shall we say. Last session, our party of adventurers, Cat, Damien, Curve, Mortar, Romulus and Vinny, had earned their freedom from the arrest of the Watchmen after their excursion into Zaka's Crossing. To celebrate this, the party went their separate ways to go shopping. With the plan to go south and the weather worsening over the next few days, the party settled on getting some winter gear, rations and appropriate equipment in case anything went sour. With a little bit of drama between Curve and Mortar driving a temporary wedge between them, the party slept off the emotions and prepared for the day ahead. And so, with the suns rising in the east and the day awaiting them, we see just what the day has in store for them. Now, I know I said that last session that you were setting out on your journey, but there are a few errands that I believe I missed and I wanted to go through in person because of... there are some people who haven't met certain NPCs, so I thought it best to actually go through them. So, as the day begins, I'm going to split you into two parties. Or two teams, sorry. Team A will be Damien and Curve, who will go and find Mortar in whatever state he may be in before going to meet the Taskmaster. And Team B will be Romulus, Vinny and Cat, who are going to be getting the clothes from the shop for Vinny and Curve's outfit. and then going down into Drell to pick up any last supplies that the party may need for components or for picking up the crystals.
Wait,
Does
what
that all
about my
sound
winter
good?
clothing?
Did you
No
need
one
winter
cares
clothing?
about you.
No one cares about me. That's fine. Well, except it's cool. Yeah, magically
Oh,
appeared.
that's right. She was just going to give you extra padding underneath. So yes, the party will pick yours up as well.
Nah.
Oh, nice. No, they'll just leave it. They
I'm
don't
gonna
care.
set fire to it.
That'll be impressive
enough.
in Zaker's Crossing.
Okay. So
Just find a rag on the streets.
Yeah, that's what I was told for horse. Yep, for Starlight.
So we'll start with the smaller group in this case. So we'll say that Kat, Romulus, Damien, and Terador in this instance. With what you're doing, you're not Damien, sorry, Vinny. Wrong one. And Vinny, you're all heading out. You go to the clothes shop, picking up the clothes, and any last minute supplies you wanted to pick up before getting ready to depart with your party.
If we're going down, I need to get 25 GP's worth of coal.
Okay.
As
Easy
I
enough
said,
to get.
Are we going somewhere that is, icy and snowy? Just to clarify.
Yes.
Quite possibly.
It would actually be quite logical for me to pick up some animal fat then.
Yeah.
I would
It's
like
one of
to-
those where, depending on the weather, you're in early autumn. So it could just be you get down there and it's rainy and wet. But it's also possible that if you get down there and the weather's particularly bad, or you go so far south and east from your current location that you hit more tundra areas that you're looking at snow and ice.
Well, worst case scenario, it can be used in an emergency situation to act as insulation. If not, it can be used as like fuel for like candles or lamps. It won't be pretty, but it'll work.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'll
yeah.
say if you want to get a flask or two of that for, I'll say, 2 silver a flask.
Yeah, sure.
That should be fine.
Could I get like I don't know. Honestly, just because it's 2 silver, I'll get like 3 of them.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
gets
we'll
me
say
for a
that
nice
they're
round.
like £1 or £2 each, just because they are quite heavy flasks filled with thick fat.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. Vinny or Cat, anything you wanted to pick up? Obviously, you said the coal, Cat. You can pick that up.
Yes, I got some supplies last session at the
Okay.
prices that we
Yep.
discussed back then, but just as a precaution, can I pick up some blankets? Like big,
Yeah, that'd be
heavy
fine.
ones?
Yeah, and just use the
Some
price
extra
that's in the player's handbook for the prices for those.
Nice.
Okay.
Where? How long are we going to be going on this journey for?
You don't know.
Roughly the grandeur of time. Is it going to be longer than 2 weeks?
You don't know. You're
Possibly.
looking for someone down south. If the weather's bad, it could end up taking several weeks even just to get to where you plan to go.
Okay.
If you end up getting good weather, you could be there within the next 4 or 5 days. If you end up getting to that location and then she's not there and you have to go to the next city, it could again take you 1 to 2 weeks. So there's a lot of ifs.
Okay, there is potential for it to overrun. Cool. I'm going to go and hunt down a farrier.
A farrier?
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. To get your horseshoes done.
Is that what those people are called?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine.
Barrier
And obviously you know
reflection.
the cost of it for getting the horseshoes done. I believe it was... Was it a gold or multiple gold
It
per
was 2
horseshoe?
gold. I've
I
got
think
it
2
down
gold
here.
per horseshoe. Yeah, that sounds about right.
You know what? You should get you should get hooves that you should get horseshoes that do like the little spark thing with like little spark rings on them, so that whenever you step, sparks. Yeah.
Disadvantage on stealth, but looks cool.
Exactly. It's for fancy occasions, Chris.
As I walk over something and just set fire to an entire area. Just
Yeah,
Let's
fine.
go through the
floor.
dry brushland. Yes.
And then everyone goes, well, that gets added to the crimes of cat document, despite the fact that it was not her fault.
Still
She
a
bought them.
Started a wildfire, Cat. Right.
Now, I think that starting a wildfire is one big crime with lots of little crimes involved in it. But also, I am just imagining like this being a thing that centaurs do for displays and dances and things, and how fucking cool that would look.
Oh yeah, but for the time being,
Actually,
I mean,
that's a very good
I
one.
don't know, just
Cat
something we
probably would be able to pick it up.
something we should capitalize on at a later date.
no,
A
that's fair.
million%.
These dancing halls will have to be temporary though, because each time that occurs, they do burn down.
Oh, word.
We can just use non-flammable materials.
Yeah.
What's the fun in that though?
Right, Chris, what's the date in game?
Today.
Yeah, just trying to keep track of because. Write this down.
Today's date, if I moved it already, I believe is the 25th of Tansiv.
Sweet, thank you.
But what about untanned Civ?
Oh,
It's not on there.
Oh, sad.
cool.
No.
Horseshoe's done and Cole got. That's all I needed. I'll just
Okay.
get gold out as well for that.
Okie dokie. So, with that being all said and done with that group, we now move over to the other group. So, Curve and Damien, you're otherwise looking for Mortar in the streets. It doesn't take long with the aid of Eugene and Filch to otherwise push in the general direction of where Mortar is as he's stirring. The woman scampering away, now no longer needing his body heat now the sun is rising. So, you otherwise arrive and you see Mortar is otherwise kind of stirring from his curled up bald state. And yeah, Mortar, you begin to awake as two shadowy figures stand in the alleyway. You recognize them quite easily.
Good morning, sunshine.
The star says hello.
Mortar just sits up, kind of groggily, kind of rubs his eyes a little bit. Morning already? The night couldn't have been longer.
That looked very comfy.
It wasn't. My spine is so bony.
We've just got to go to
What are you two doing here?
That's just having a morning stroll.
A morning stroll, lovely.
Mortar will look at Curve, look at the crows, and kind of go, ah, right. And then his eyes widen as he realizes, oh. So he kind of looks at Curve and just tilts his head slightly to the side and goes, so you know then.
I know a lot of things. Come on, we're going shopping. No, we've got a
stands.
serious task to do.
Alright. Mortar stands. Just make sure all of his possessions, little of them that there are just on his person. And he stands up. He is just muddy and just pretty filthy looking. And he just kind of stands there and goes, alright, I'll follow your guys' lead.
So, where are we heading again, Curve? Who's this task mistress? Something like that.
No, she said the task monster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never assumed genders. Well, not the logical way.
Neither do I. Monster implies either men or women can be monsters, actually.
Alright, you both get a gold star. We need to go. The Taskmaster... yeah.
This is where we reveal it was actually the masked singer. It was actually, I don't know, Ed Sheeran in disguise the whole time.
Okay,
I've got a
So-
deal with him.
where are you headed?
Yeah, does Curve remember where the Taskmaster is?
I don't know. Does Curve remember where the
Yes,
Taskmaster
he
is?
does. He will go there.
Make me a history check, unless you know the name of the establishment from your notes. After which, depending on the role, other players may chime in if they remember the name of the establishment the party had to go to.
cock and balls.
If it's Bob's Burgers.
No. And I will also say if Vinny, if you remembered to give her something before she left.
I was literally just thinking that. Vinny and Kay that had it.
Mm-hmm.
Kay had something?
In the dark alleys.
Mm-hmm. Well, you and Kay had something.
Let's see.
So do you know the name of it, Curve?
I wrote Zeka's Crossing in the Dark Alleys. Veils of Mist.
That is indeed the place.
Yeah!
There you go, get in.
Oh, thank
So,
God.
it doesn't take you long to find the Veils of Mist. Knowing what you're looking for and where you're going, you travel through the darker sections of the dark alleys. Mortar wasn't too far from it, in fact, and you're surprised he wasn't mugged or killed during the night. But as you otherwise head over in the direction of the Veils of Mist, you can see that the doors are otherwise closed, but there is what seems to be just ambient movement from behind, with the tinted glass preventing any real light from reaching the alleyways beyond.
Also on the way, I'd like to do prestidigitation to help clean Mortar up.
Okay. So Mortar is all spick and span, combed over haircut.
Oh boy.
All like he was fresh out of the bath. He's all cleaned up.
Walter has never seen a comb before in his life, so his hair has always just been a matted mess of grease and like just hair pointed at different directions.
It takes several
so
prestidigitations to do this.
it's jarring as hell, yeah.
Okay.
Also, you almost look presentable.
And Vinny, did you
Oh
remember
god,
to
I'm
give?
hideous.
Do you know what you need to give Curve prior to her leaving for this area?
Something that me and Kay both have. I don't know what Kay has, unfortunately.
You were gonna.
The leaf
You
cutter
seem to-
symbol.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have the leaf cutter brooch, I'll say Curve. As the party does chip together and remember that this is something that you need, otherwise you will not be granted entry at all. You otherwise approach the door. What do you do?
Knock.
Okay. Knocking on the door, Mortar and Damien, I'll describe the scene of the Veils of Mist to you. The outside of this establishment in the dark alleys is hard to see, and you are producing what little light from your mace you are. But you can see that there is what looks to be a fine wooden door before you, tinted glass that otherwise stops light from escaping the interior, along with what look to be potted plants on the outside of this establishment. The plants themselves growing in despite of the darkness here, giving off their own kind of gentle luminescence. As you otherwise knock on the door is cracked open for a moment. You can see that there is a metal chain between one door and the next as a face peers out and looks towards you, Curve, who knocked on the door.
I've got the egg.
Egg.
Right. The otherwise Ishlan elf looks back. And why are you coming here with an egg?
Make egg work.
You're not there, Romulus.
That
Oh,
is
jeez.
what I would say. Make egg work. Show goose.
He closes the door.
So, do we need this person alive, or like?
Unfortunately, yes. Don't you dare
okay.
ruin this, okay?
Okay.
What
Mortar
do you
will
mean
make a point of waiting it. Mortar will make a point of waiting outside.
What do you mean, unfortunately, Curse?
Actually, yeah, give us a bit of story on this guy. What's his deal? I know he gives out tasks, I'm guessing.
Sorry, the session was so long ago when we talked to him last.
You can roll me a history check, and I can give you a short rundown.
Okay.
Story.
Nice.
There's a 19.
Nice.
19.
Nah, it's 17.
17 minus 2. Okay. Pretty good for your history,
Yeah.
though. As you otherwise kind of think back to the moment of meeting him, you remember that the individual in question is a secretive person, but is able to get people what they want in exchange for materials and favors in some form or another, tasks that need to be handled. You also know that he is very well entwined with the Leaf Cutters, a drug gang who otherwise reside within Zakers and several surrounding settlements. I'll say on recounting this, Damien, you are very well aware that you raided a Leaf Cutter lair in Trendlor's Rest when you first met.
Romulus may or may not have taken a barrel of something.
A barrel of drugs, yes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this.
But the thought of, working with the Leaf Cutters is something that you feel a bit unsafe about, Damien.
Something on your mind, Damien?
I'll also say, Curve, you need to present the emblem that you were given in order to enter.
I got the hint. To him or just in general?
The person at the door.
Who's close the door?
The conversation first.
Yeah. Couple of things on my mind. There's a barrel of something that I can recollect that a certain tall-horned individual of a mutual acquaintance may have briefly carried around with them.
Alright, say no more.
Yeah, that was a fun moment.
You guys aren't planning something, are you?
No, it sounds like this is very serious, which is why I'm making a point of staying outside. Because, as we've established, running my mouth is something I'm very good at, but it tends to not end out very well by any means, so I'm going to stay out here. I guess while Mortar's out here, Chris, he'll just be passively just keeping an eye on passers-by, just making sure that they're not being followed by anyone of the unsavory sort.
Go ahead.
Is it like bright out here?
Oh,
yeah, I suppose
no,
it's
this is the dark alleys. This is pitch black out here. The only light that's being emitted right now is a gentle glow from Damien's mace and the kind of gentle luminescence from the the plants that are growing outside this establishment. Everything else here is pitch black. You can see fine due to the nature of your heritage, but as you're otherwise looking around, this is definitely... Damien seems more uncomfortable here. He's effectively blind right now.
I see. Yeah, do you mind if I look around?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Great. So that is
just a heads up,
advantage.
I'd like to have a conversation with Mortar before I go in.
Okay.
Sounds great. Alright, let's see.
Ooh.
So 12 plus 6 is 18.
18. Looking around, there are a lot of unsavory characters to be expected around this area. It is early in the morning, so people aren't around. There are people who are kind of keeping their distance. Most of the areas around here look closed. You imagine that if they do operate, they operate at night or in the early afternoon and evening. Otherwise, having a look around is quite quiet, despite the fact that there are unsavory characters keeping an eye on you lot. And as you're otherwise looking up and around, you note that there are hollow spots where bits of the floor above have otherwise not necessarily collapsed, but there is a vacant spot above with rafters and beams that allow you to basically move up into a second level of the dark alleys, which isn't as well supported.
I see. I'll kind of try to make notes of where the structure looks weakest just for my own benefit, and just have the Black Scorpion holstered, but it's... my palm is on it, like my hand is on it, just kind of drumming at the handle a little bit under my cloak.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to go over to Mortar and maybe a little away from Damien, if that's possible.
Damien's just left on his own.
Sorry.
Damien's standing there staring at where you were, Curve, because with him being effectively blind, he doesn't notice you leave.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And Curve kind of speaks a bit gently, but not gentle for Curve.
Okay.
She starts saying, "Down in hell, I can always trust that people are going to act in their own interests. Everyone is selfish and power hungry and cruel. But on this plane, I rarely know what people are up to. The variety of intentions and feelings are too much for me sometimes. And when that happens, it's easier for me to fall back on behaviors I've always known. I don't get you yet. You run off and cause a situation that almost kills me. And I can't die yet. I realized a lot at that moment, and I really can't die yet. And if anything goes wrong in there, I think we could do with having you with us."
Mortar will, upon hearing this, first off, he leans in and whispers, "So you're from hell?"
Yeah,
This
apparently
is
that's a
new.
strange thing here.
I mean, like literal hell or your own personal hell?
Literal hell, the hell you think of
I
when
see.
someone says hell.
Right, okay. I can't say I understand necessarily what you've been through, and it was wrong of me to assume that my own behaviors would be accepted in this place, but
Ditto.
I am trying, and I will, as I said to Romulus, I am trying to do better. I will do my best to try to be more sensitive to things that are more important to other people. It's not really putting other people first before myself. It's not so much a selfish thing, but it's more of a survival instinct. So that was my mistake. So I apologize. I'll hold out a hand.
Yeah, I take it and do a handshake.
Also, I will just lean in a little bit and say, I'm assuming that you heard everything that was going on there, right? Those crows, they were yours, weren't they?
Their names are Eugene and Filch.
Good to know for the future. I didn't know how to introduce myself. I just began talking to them.
That's what I do. Don't worry.
Good. Okay, that's something I have in common with someone who's not from where I'm from. That's nice. But if you could keep that to yourself, that's information I haven't shared with anyone for reasons which may become apparent later. But if it looks like things are about to go south because of something I'm doing, or if it's related to what I've told you, then you have my permission to share it with who you deem fit in that moment. I want to know how to trust, and I think that this might be the first step for me to do so.
If you're looking for trust, look to Cat.
Mortar shakes his head, looks at her again and says, "No. I don't know Cat that well. I don't know you that well. I don't know anyone that well. But so far, the way how you carry yourself, the way how you speak to me, the way how you deal with things, it's the kind of thing I look for in a person when I want them to survive too."
Curve doesn't really know how to take that statement. And she tries to sort of shake it off and say, come on, let's go.
Got nods and follows.
Okay. You approach the door again. Damien, you hear the sound of your party or your friends moving nearby, and kind of ready yourself.
Hang on, do I recognise that they're my party? Just gotta ask.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
No, that's fair. Roll me a perception check. You would have disadvantage, but you
I'll
also
just
have
say,
advantage.
Are you ready, Damien?
No, we've got to get him rolled. See if he notices. He might take a swing.
I'm slightly concerned that Damien would. Oh,
Almost
I could have been in that 20.
No, in this instance,
Perception?
It was perception, yeah.
That's a 6.
6.
Oh boy.
There's somebody moving nearby. It's when Curve says, "Are you ready, Damien?" that you feel a lot more at ease, knowing actually it's Curve, or someone who's pretending to be Curve.
Yeah, I was beginning to swing my shield into position and beginning to turn on my foot. Like, what the hell? Oh, it's you. You don't have to give me a scare like that. I can't see anything.
Really?
Were you gone long?
Not too long.
What does that
Can't see
mean?
anything.
What? That doesn't. Time doesn't count on. Anyway, what are we doing?
We're trying again.
Just going to go inside and talk to the Taskmaster.
Right.
I knock on the door again.
Okay, you knock on the door again. There is a pause. There's a longer pause. Do you knock again?
Yes.
Okay. You knock on the door again. The door opens again. The same face looks out. What?
I'm holding up the brooch.
Well, why didn't you start with that? Closes the door, undoes the bolt, and otherwise opens the door fully. A little bit of light does creep out now, so Damien, you can see that there is a kind of a tall Island figure, kind of the pointed ears and a little bit of a pointed nose to them. Hair that's otherwise silver and white, curling down to one side. They otherwise stand there before you, holding the door open. You can see that they are wearing some form of just metallic plate armor with a little bit of light chain and a blade to one side. As they otherwise hold the door open, do you all go inside?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to... Is there a feasible way to climb up somewhere high? Because I would like to turn the Black Scorpion into its sniper form just to cover the area.
Oh my god.
I mean, you can transform it at will, so you could. So we'll say you can do it in between the time while the door is opening. If you are going inside, keep in mind that with this, with the dark alleys, that this is basically a tunnel that you're in, because there's the floor above you which is blocking access, and then there's the establishment that the rest of your allies are entering.
I will change it to its Iron Thunder form, and I will just... I'll stand outside. I'm not good with social interactions.
So you're not going to go in?
Nope. I will wait outside, keeping an eye on the alleys, just clocking the figures earlier who kind of noted us, and just keeping an eye on them as well.
Okay.
Close enough to the door that I can slam it with my fist if I need to get their attention.
Okay. I'll say as the rest of your party otherwise move in, the person who otherwise let you in, Curve, here with you.
Unfortunately, yes.
Come on in. Not having you stand outside.
So I will... Okay. Mortar will come in as well.
If you want to be on guard duty, take a seat over there. And as you
Mortar
enter,
will do
otherwise
so.
closes the door and bolts it back again. As the bolt sits in place, you watch as the back of the door otherwise alights with a glyph of some form as the bolt is placed back. None of you are particularly studious with magic to know what this glyph may do, but...
Is it an illusion of some kind?
Not an illusion. This, I'll say, Mortar, with your possible knowledge of this, there are only a few reasons you would enchant a door. Either to reinforce it so that it cannot be broken in, so that it cannot be lockpicked, or so that it explodes if someone tries to.
Understood.
So it's one of those three. There's only one way to find out, but all of them,
No.
if it is the last one, end up hinging very poorly in your favour.
Mortar is a little chaos monkey, but he has been explicitly told that this is very, very serious. And he's trying to be better. So he is making an effort not to be an idiot.
As the door is closed behind, the individual otherwise turns and kind of nods to another individual who you can see is upstairs, otherwise holding an arcane rifle pointed downwards, very much ready to take out a number of you. Very similar to your own arcane rifle, Mortar, as they otherwise kind of lift it back up, kind of just give a general nod, with the three of you entering. It is quiet in here, and dark save for a few lights. You otherwise look around, you can see some plush seats in areas, what looks to be small cubicles to it, a bar off to one side from the door, and you can see behind the bar all manner of bottles. Most of them contain liquids. Quite a few of them still contain powders or dried leaf. The air in here is very much a distilled smell of some form of smoking parlour or drug parlour. This is a place where people come to get high.
Understood.
But it is quiet at this current time. The guard in this instance otherwise kind of looks to you, Curve. So, why the visit? And who are you as well? You've got our emblem. I've seen you in here before. Can't say I've seen these two, and a Knight of Paloon is certainly... You're an interesting bedfellow here.
Bedfellow?
Turn for someone who doesn't quite belong.
That's fair.
An unlikely ally.
I'm here, and I'm not attacking you. That should hopefully satisfy your concerns.
It does, for now.
Mortar chuckles to himself.
So,
can I check, is this the Taskmaster? Sorry, do I recognise?
No, the Taskmaster notably wears a mask that covers his entire form and has 4 arms.
Okay.
So
This
he's the
guy
masked
notably
tasker.
has 2 and has... and this person notably has 2 and is currently open-faced.
Alright, even Curve can put 2 and 2 together. I'm looking for the Taskmaster.
I see. We'll make sure that he knows you're here. And there's a pause as he kind of stops talking. Never mind. Go right on through. And otherwise gestures to the painting at the back of the room, which you know to be an illusory door.
Ooh.
Do I sense a telepathic connection?
You do. As you reach out to hear what it says, you otherwise hear the general tone and notion of it become static. And you feel
Interesting.
almost very suddenly out of place. As there are suddenly
unusual.
mental connections that you can sense but cannot read.
Ooh. I'm intrigued.
I go up to the illusionary door.
Mhm.
I sort of murmur to myself how cool this is, and I don't get to go through these too often, and I go through.
Okay. Damien and Mortar. Mortar, this is less surprising to you, given your ability to see through most illusions, as Curve steps through what looks to be a painting of a rather finely dressed gentleman elf. Monocle in place, cane to one side, standing in a very regal posture. What looks to be a set of hounds at his side. And then Curve steps straight through the painting and disappears to the area beyond.
I will follow. I will change the black scorpion. I will change the Iron Thunder black to its black scorpion form and holster it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll follow as well.
Okay. As you otherwise step into this chamber beyond, Curve, you've seen this before, so you begin to proceed to the area you know leads to the Taskmaster's workshop.
Mm-hmm.
But for Damien and Mortar, this is the first time you seeing this, and so I will describe it in detail. As you step through the portrait, each of you, you note that the floor goes from the instinctive wood to a set of sheet metal flooring. Bolted and riveted together, you can see off to the left side is a enclosed area of bookshelves and a table covered with papers, quill, ink, and vials, it would seem. You can currently see two individuals dressed in these long white lab coats currently standing there and working on something or other, writing down details, taking notes in these books and tomes. You can see that they are pulling references from other areas and otherwise chatting to one another, and as the two of you enter, they look up. You can see completely blank, metallic slate masks across their face as they look towards you. No eyes, no mouth, just completely blank. And then they go back to kind of looking to one another and silently working. To your right, there is a staircase leading up. And
Sorry, I was just going to ask, are we getting the vibe that this is like the drug den? Like this is where they are like concocting and making this, like the kitchen, so to speak?
to a degree. But as you kind of get that vibe of, oh, this is some form of drug den, that perspective is immediately shifted as you can still smell there must be some form of drugs or one another, heavier chemicals that are seemingly blocked from the illusion behind you, some enhanced enchantment perhaps. But I think, Damien, this turns your stomach more than it turns Mortar. As you see beyond, as Curve continues walking down the particular corridor, you see on the right-hand side large vats with people floating inside of them. They are mutilated in certain fashions, the arm replaced with a massive, almost crustacean-like claw, with tubes running from the claw under and through the skin itself. You can see that it leads to what looks to be a set of vials along the back and spine that are plugged in currently on the interior of this almost held chamber where they are suspended. You can see that they too have these masks that go fully over their head, covering their entire face and visage, only their ears poking out to either side. And they otherwise wear what looks to be simple garments that otherwise cover the barest of nudity on their form, as they otherwise float there, suspended and unconscious. You can see, as you proceed forward following Curve, that there are 5 of them in all. Quite large individuals are contained within here, muscular and very dangerous by the looks of it. You also note that there are what look to be switches and levers on the walls opposite each of these containers, as Curve turns and heads through another illusory wall into a further chamber.
Goodness, for a high constitution.
Do you reckon that even Mortar nods over to the bath and whispers to Damien, do you reckon it's all inclusive, or what are we thinking?
What? All inclusive?
Yeah.
What?
They look like they're having a great time. They're in a pool, it looks like they're getting fed something. That's nice.
Damien just sort of stares outside his eyes like, what's wrong with you? Oh wait, it's you, Mortar.
Yeah, Mortar will just kind of nudge him with a bit of a smirk and keep going, just noting Damien's like, noting his shock. I live off it.
Okay. As Curve, you head into the room beyond, Damien and Mortar following. You enter into what looks to be a very large open workshop. A central table in the middle of this workshop itself. What looks to be metallic clasps that would presumably hold arms and limbs in place. Chains dangling from above, tools otherwise held in place. What looks to be a series of movable and slidable tables that otherwise hang from the ceiling themselves, displaying all manner of surgical tools. You can see masks. You don't know.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
Not if I cut you up. But on the back portion of the wall, you can see what looks to be an entire wall of hanging masks, each of them set in place, along with weapons and other implements from various creatures, vials and containers containing organs from all manner of creatures lie in here, along with various liquids and tubes that run throughout the workshop ceiling itself. This is almost like a manufacturing center. you can see that this place is built for some form of biology and surgical adaptation. And as you enter, you can see there isn't anybody currently on the table, but you can see one of the scientists is there cleaning off what looks to be a profuse amount of blood and otherwise siphoning it off into a bucket to one side. And you can see standing at the back of the room, noting your arrival, with a deep bow, the full mask covering their face, the 4 arms from that otherwise stretch out from their body as they otherwise bow in that moment, looking back towards all of you, the tattered and otherwise slightly burned lab coat that uncovers the entire form, the masked Taskmaster. For reference, if I still have his art over here...
Is this a name that I'd be familiar with due to just kind of my work?
In this instance,
Or is
no.
it something... Oh, very
No.
interesting.
This is someone who you've never heard before, and there is his art for
Cool.
reference. You can note that out of the armaments that he has for his arm, one
Oh,
is
that's
what looks
sick.
to be almost a liquid metal-like arm that is almost constantly shifting and changing. Another wielding a gauntlet of some form of magical energy. Another has these
Sweet.
blades that seem to be set up for very quick surgery, as it would be, grabbing and pulling. And the last hand is seemingly a free hand used for other matters, but there is a circular disc on the palm of the hand, which, Curve, you would know, houses a syringe capable of rather vast amounts of damage if in the event that it is needed. Did I copy it, or did I drag it over? I copied it. Okay.
That's really cool.
You all hear in your mind in this moment, including you, Mortar, and as your mental intrusion has an attempt to interact with it, there is a heavy static as your mind even contemplates trying to interfere with it. Good to see you again, Curve. I imagine things have gone progressive, seeing as you've returned with the materials and 2 new subjects, by the looks of it.
Mhm.
You're all hearing this, by the way.
Mhm.
And this is where it's turned into a horror movie.
Yeah, indeed. You still able to hold your end of the bargain?
Of course. My end is ready to go, shall we say. It's at this moment that he otherwise wanders over to one of the many drawers on one of the workstations and pulls out what looks to be a kind of this compass-looking device in more of a spherical nature. You note that the compass section of it is almost spinning naturally in just open fluid, it would seem. There is a metal ring around the outside of it that seems to allow it to orientate itself a bit more. As he otherwise pulls the sphere out, he places it on what looks to be what would be the base of a Bunsen burner, just a tripod to hold it in place. As he places it there and looks towards you. Place what you have gathered on top of it. It'll do the rest.
Yeah, I put the egg on top of it.
Okay. So, this makes this a true compass, which means that this will target them regardless. So, as the egg is otherwise placed on top, you watch as the egg begins to disintegrate, moving into the inside of the compass, as a needle point appears on the surface of it, a glowing, almost bright blue and black needle, as it begins to spin almost in a frantic fashion before it sets itself in a specific direction. You note that there is both vertical and horizontal movement to this, allowing it to point directly towards a target, regardless of orientation of the sphere itself.
And this
Okay.
will show me the way to the goose.
It'll point you in the direction of them. It cannot tell you distance or location, but it'll point you towards them.
Is
If
there
they happen to be in a different plane, this will be limited on where it will point you.
I thank you very much.
He otherwise nods, and Immediately, the attention turns immediately to Damien and Mortar here. And who are you two? I suppose I should introduce myself. I am the masked taskmaster. And you would be... No reply?
Mortar will look to Damien just in his periphery and look back at
That's funny,
Curve
because Damien's doing the same to Mortar.
yeah, as if kind of asking, like looking, and then looks back to Curve as if asking if it's safe for us to give him our names.
Curve pipes up, seeing sort of the discomfort, and says, "They're my subjects, as you said."
What do you mean by subject?
Oh, now you want to talk.
Damien is looking all around the room, just like, what do you mean?
Mortar will approach upon Curve piping up and look up and down at this guy, not getting close to the point of being like, "Oh, I'm getting in your face," but like looking him up and down and going, "That's a nice arm."
Thank you.
Looking specifically at the very liquid one. The very liquid one. He's going, "That's an interesting arm you have there."
Indeed. I assume you've never met anything similar before.
I'm assuming no. Chris, I'm assuming no.
In this instance, I say no, yeah. There's nothing that you'd really have seen that uses this sort of thing before.
Absolutely, yeah. This is completely new, and I think that's why Mortar is pretty fascinated by it.
Well, let's just say this is liquid metal. Something rather unique and powerful that I'm able to make here.
Interesting. I'm familiar with liquid metal when it comes down to smelting and making weapons, but I've never seen it obey.
Living
as
metal, not liquid. My apologies.
No, the apologies are all mine. I'm not all there in the head, you see, so I miss things. The name's Mortar.
Pleasure. And the Knight of Paloon. An interesting one to wander into my den.
I am an acquaintance of Curve's.
Pleasure. Well, if there's anything that either the two of you would like to acquire or gain to better yourselves, I can help you along those lines.
Acquire?
Anything you need.
Is there a price?
The price is I will ask for something later. Curve here has brought me the materials she needed, fetching them for me so that I may continue the work and the experiment, and I wish to see how it is otherwise unfolds at the end. I will ask for something in time, much like the rest of them. I don't do my work for free.
I wouldn't expect anything more from an honest businessman like yourself.
Is that everything, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you very much again, and I imagine I will see you again.
You will indeed. And don't worry, I'll be able to contact you wherever you are when the time comes.
One thing that you guys literally looks at Taskmaster and then at Curve and then back at Taskmaster and then at Curve. You still haven't explained. Subject?
Mortar will put a hand on his shoulder and say, "Sometimes it's better not to ask questions."
No. I need an answer to this one. What do you mean by subject?
I start shoving the other two out.
I've already begun walking.
Damien is continuing to ask, but it's slowly getting quieter and quieter.
What's going on?
I literally picture Curve like pushing Damien from the back, and Mortar is just pulling Damien by the arm at the front, and just us not moving him.
You're both very heavy and very strong.
Yeah, for sure.
let's just say it was a little bit of a joke. To lighten the mood.
Damien sort of looks like, no, I'm not amused, and then just brings the most obvious false grin. It's like, oh, that was so funny, and then starts happily walking out without any more encouragement.
Awesome.
Well, that didn't go too badly. Do we have to pass through the others before we leave the door?
Pass through the others.
Sorry, as in, we've gone back through the magic door.
Yeah.
Do I
the
give like a
illusory door.
polite nod to the people and then make my way to the door?
Yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
We all leave
Okay.
and we never have to worry about this ever again, I'm sure.
So, I think one of the stipulations that the Taskmaster said was pointing, because you have the device, is that right, Kev?
I
Yep.
picked up the fucking device, right?
Okay.
Good.
Yep.
Oh,
I've
I was
added
about
the
to-
I've
I was
added
about to say.
the I've added the true compass to your inventory. For the full
Gotcha.
description of what it does, points directly to the goose, doesn't work across planes, but will spin and change colour to indicate which plane it is on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was going to say, Morta will say, do you know for a fact that the goose is on this plane?
Indeed, it is.
So it's-
I
Ooh.
didn't until now.
Well, that's true. Now you do.
I'm tired of all these geese on this motherfucking plane.
Ah, fuck's sake.
Oh man.
Yes,
Cool.
finally.
That deserves inspiration. I love that.
Do you already have inspiration from this?
I do.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
That's a shame.
I'm sorry. I tried.
Hey, look, I'm not here for the inspiration. I'm here for the funny bits.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I manage a halfway decent one.
What direction is it pointing?
I look at the compass.
It better not be
make-
pointing back towards that place.
Make me a survival check. You are
Points at Damien.
inside. You do not necessarily know where you are exactly, what direction you're facing. There's no north, south, east, west compass on this. This is a compass pointing directly at a target.
— 16.
16? Inside, it's hard to tell, but you're pretty certain that from your orientation, where you're planning to go, it's somewhere to the southeast of here.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So I'll give like a friendly thump on the shoulder and kind of go, looks like you have your heading.
Indeed. Thank you for not being stupid in that.
It was a struggle. It was a struggle.
Right. Was there anything else we needed to do before we get back to the others?
I think I still need some winter's clothing. I'm not fussed about anything fancy. I just want something to keep me a little bit warmer. I'm not really dressed for that. I have some silver and stuff, but I don't. All of my gold was taken by the guard.
Did Vinny... Can we say Vinny gave me the clothes to give to Mortar?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
We'll say that
wasn't
this
Vinny gonna pass
happens
it?
when you meet back up, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll say you
Awesome.
know the plan.
Well, in which case, then I'm all set. I've got pittons, as I was corrected.
By who?
Got a hammer.
Pitons.
Oh,
Pitons!
just one of the
Baton.
powers that be. One of the
Would you
powers that
prefer
be.
pythons?
Yeah.
I'll say it. I don't care.
I will say it wrong just to annoy Harlan.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I don't give a monkeys.
Mortar.
Well, you should. Maybe some of us want a monkey.
You know what?
No, it's on the
That's
loose
fair.
in Highlands.
Now, did you know that it actually comes? The reason why it's piton is because it comes from the French piton. So.
So we
which
should get it wrong on
means eyeball.
purpose all the time just for that reason.
I-
Okay,
completely
but I
agree.
want you to understand you're doing what the Americans do when they call it aluminum.
That's fair. Okay. Piton.
If you say so.
I will not. I will not stoop to their.
Yeah. It literally translates to eyebolt, which I find quite funny.
Oh, fun.
Because
Okay.
that's what I'm calling my new Eldritch Blast. Eyebolt! Just stab him in the eye.
Okay. So,
Shit.
meeting back up, you have all the equipment that you otherwise wanted. Make sure that Romulus,
My
Vinny,
winter
and
clothes.
you otherwise have your 2 silver from your journey up, and then your journey down, then your journey back up. Yep, you get your winter clothes, and obviously you've paid for them in advance, so it's all good. Okay.
Should I
I've
pick up some
got to
rations?
retrieve.
Sorry.
Good shout.
Probably.
Yeah, you can spend the gold to pick up rations now if you need to, just before you leave.
Yep, just a quick, easy. Yeah, go on, Damien. Sorry.
I need to find a starlight.
Don't we
She's
all?
in one of the stables. It's fine. Rations cost
any-
5 silver and weigh £2 per, and that's per 1 day. So buy as many as you think you might need.
How many for a day, sir?
Are there
One ration. Per,
one-
so 5
One
silver
ration.
and £2.
5 silver.
Is it worth us getting some dry firewood as well? Or should we do that when we're
Probably not
closer
for
to
sale
the
here.
destination?
No, dry fire
I
wouldn't
was
be
more-
for sale here. It would also be one of those things
Oh, okay.
that carrying dry
It's just
firewood,
like wild
Romulus would have to carry. But dry firewood gets very heavy very quickly if it gets wet.
For sure. Yeah, okay.
I am just looking through my stuff to see if there's anything I can sell or get rid of. Because I have so much shit I'm carrying.
I also believe if you are
Yes,
gonna be
that's something that we need to
picking-
solve. I need to find out if there's anywhere I can potentially sell some brigandine or splint armor.
What?
If
Yeah, I was going to say.
Romulus. Yes, I think I need to have a conversation with Romulus here.
Absolutely. Sounds like we got ourselves a plan.
Romulus, what have you got in there? I'm assuming I'm seeing Romulus stop turfing tons of stuff out of bags.
Oh, just the standards. Did I end up making anything out of the stag hide, or did I end up not doing that? I don't think I did I?
No, I don't think you had time to tan it, but you had time to skin it of anything that might decompose quickly. So you could sell it, but it's quite old hide at this point, so it's not going to sell for much.
It's only a
Sorry,
few.
Chris.
Hmm?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Harlan.
Oh, in game, it's less than a week old, so it's. If I
No,
remember
that's true.
correctly,
It's just
fine to.
it will be fine to sell. That'll be fine. It's just going to be one of those things that it's not prime hide, so it will be a little bit decayed by this time. Not like a lot, but
There's probably no way to prep it whilst we're on the road, is there?
No, definitely not. No, you
Are there
need a
any
rack to
magical
dry it.
items, like places where we could sell magical items in Zaker's Crossing? Is there anywhere that
The
we could go
auctions
to
would
that?
be. You wouldn't get paid
Okay.
until it has sold, which is at the end of the week, so in 3 days.
which we would have already gone by then?
I'll sell the hide if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. I'll say go into the dinner first. You can sell it quite happily. I'll say go ahead and roll me a d20. Don't add anything to it. Just give me a d20.
Rolling, 20.
Or hide?
Only a 19.
19 gold. Okay.
Nice.
Sells for 19 gold.
Nice rawhide reference, by the way.
Yeah, I had to.
I'd like to say that I just picked up 4 rations,
That should be fine.
so I now have a total of 10.
Okay, look.
Anything else in there, Romulus?
Well, I've got 31 rations.
Well, yeah.
Grappling hook and roll. I'm just going to run through my entire thing. It'll be very funny. Mantle of the Dire Bear.
No, it won't, Harlan.
2 sets of wood carver's tools.
Harlan, I know how long your inventory is. Stop.
Winter clothes. I've got a lot of shit. I have a lot of shit.
Yes.
Anything
Can
I might be interested in?
Would you like the plate armor?
Wait, you got some plate armor? Where did you get that from?
I picked it up off of someone. Don't question it, okay?
What is that sound, Jimmy?
I think I might have stolen it from a certain headless body.
Oh, that's Branson's plate armor.
Yeah, maybe.
Leo's
Yeah.
gone, so I guess he's not going to argue with it, and neither is Orlos. Well,
Let me double check.
If he's dead, I dare say he's not going to be using it.
Look, I know I got it from someone, and I got it recently. I can only assume it was Branson.
unless you
Unless,
took it off of. No, it must have been.
No,
Raylo. No, Raylo was wearing plate. You would have gotten it from him because Branson was wearing studded leather.
Oh yeah. And we
Although
gave it to
notably,
someone
did you like loot him or did no? Because
else. We did steal his
took
shit.
his because they took his body and they took it to be buried. They didn't let you loot his body.
No.
Oh, so it would be from Raylo's.
It would
Yeah.
be from Raylo's then, yeah. So yeah, it would
Cool.
just be. It's a set of what looks to be kind of this dark steel plate armor. It has spikes on it. It has a very menacing look. It's not quite your vibe, but you know.
And this was the
work.
episode that Damien went goth.
Mm.
Oh, Goth Damien face.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hell to the yes.
Midlife crisis.
Did you note down anything else that you took from him?
I think that was the only thing of any worth that I picked up. I did snag. Well, no, I didn't snag. I believe we handed over the weapons over to Mortar. Is that right?
No, Mortar doesn't have anything in his inventory. The only thing Mortar got was the beads,
Because he had
which
that
he
big.
then destroyed.
He had that big. Was it a great sword or was it a great axe or
I think-
maul or something?
I think it was a great axe. Mortar
It was a great axe. It was a great axe.
I think he took the
Yeah.
weapon with
I-
him.
They gave it to the guards.
Oh, I was going to say.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I wanted to get a hold of that, so I thought I might have picked it up.
For sure.
But
Yeah. I'll say if you want to, just as a
because that one was a weird one. It wasn't an actual.
It was a bonded weapon, so it would have. It's one that you can't, in theory, attune to while the user is still alive.
But
Yeah.
I believe that you can do weird, funky things with it, Mortar.
He's
I'm
not of the
sure.
same house, so unfortunately,
yeah.
not.
I thought that was the point of your house, was that you could steal other people's or something.
In theory, yes. But
It's something that I would
isn't
have to
there.
sit down and really try to do. It's something Mortar's never tried before, but it is something he is interested in attempting at some point. I'm going to, when there's a moment, if I see Vinny, I'm going to approach Vinny and produce the stalker blades and the sheath, and I'm going to place them on the table and say, I don't think I'm much good in a close-up fight. My expertise seems to be in the realm of kind of a bit more range. I've noticed that you seem to get up in the fight quite a lot, and I think that maybe these may be of interest to you if you would like to take them. I was going to try to find a back alley vendor to try to sell them to, but I don't know the area well enough, and I'll probably just get fleeced, so I wanted to run it past you first.
I could probably make use of them. How do they work?
Mortar will place the sheath back on his side, and he will draw one of the three knives. It's like a sheath with three slots where there are three knives. The knives are almost bone-like, very thin protrusions, and he will throw them, and it sticks into the wall. And then where it sticks into the wall, you see a new one grow in its place. So in the sheath, so it reproduces knives.
Yeah. And as the new one grows, you see the old one fades.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Notably, with the Stalker Blade sheath, you can, in theory, have other weapons sheathed in there. Notably, they have to have the throne property.
Yes. Unless you feel there's someone who may make better use of it.
Give him to Cat.
Yeah. I'm not sure who to give.
I mean,
don't know who to give
I
to.
would definitely like to find Cat a weapon that she can use. That might be a long and arduous process, though.
Sitting over.
Don't worry, Don't worry, I've already got one in the works. We've got the weightless ghost steel halberd, so she's going to learn to
Yes.
swing that over her head like a
It's true.
battle Valkyrie.
Go off like a Beyblade.
Oh no. But yes. Anyway, seriously, am I giving you this plate armor? And more importantly, how much are you willing to give me for it?
Well, I've got a question. How big is a fire Goliath compared to a human?
Maybe. How tall are you?
How tall am I? Oh no, okay.
It's adjustable.
I'm 5'9".
Okay, so this is built for someone who's 2 foot taller than you. So
Yeah.
you would have to take it to a smithy or an armor smith who would then be able to adjust it for you.
No, it's not my vibe. I think you're selling it, Romulus.
All right. Actually, I mean, objectively, I could put it on and I'd have a +2 to my AC. Sure, I'd have
true.
disadvantage on stealth checks, but it's not like I'm going to succeed in those anyway.
You'd also lose the damage bonus from rage.
No.
Oh no,
that's
not the damage bonus. Sorry, you'd lose the resistance to damage because when you're raging, that if you're wearing heavy armor, it removes it.
Where does it say that, or is that a homebrew thing?
No. That's just base rage.
Unarmored defense.
I'm reading through this. Oh
Rage lasts
no!
1 minute.
If you gain the benefit, if you aren't wearing heavy armor, damn.
Yeah.
I
If you're
had
wearing
never
heavy
seen
armor,
that before.
yeah, if you're wearing heavy armor, you do not gain any of the benefits from rage. It's something which it's only brought up unless you actually notice it, and I know that it's been a thing forever. That's why you only ever see like shirtless barbarians, and that's why.
Why does that make any sense? Like, oh, I'm wearing armor, I can't be angry.
It's not that you can't be angry. It's more of the idea of rage is that you're taking the hits to your physical body, which is then
Also, for
propelling
some
your
reason,
rage. But if you were to get attacked and then it hits your metal armor, it doesn't propel the rage forward, and you're not exactly using your body to tank or glance hits. It's one of those rules that because you're covering up, you can't actually gain the full benefit from rage.
Yeah, unfortunately, the mechanical effect of that is that Barbarian is a strength class that is obligated to level dex, which is a pity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to go high in dex because you can use medium armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
is
have
what I-
still need
which is I did with
14
my
to max that
Barbarians.
out, which is a pity. Which is why
That's just
Barbarians
so
tend to be
funny
so
to me,
stupid.
though.
No, you can go to 16 and then get medium armor master. It doesn't feel as great, but yeah.
But that's more points in dex, given that you also want to go
This is true.
higher than that in strength.
All right. Wait. What is splint armor heavy or medium?
Heavy.
Right. What's the highest medium armor?
Half plate, which is 15 plus 2.
I mean, you give me a +1, I guess, but
It would also
Yeah,
be
let's fuck
disadvantage
it,
on
let-
stealth at that point.
yeah, fuck it. Let's sell it. It's not enough of a thing for me to care. Yeah. I mean, it's plate armor. It's objectively quite expensive.
Yeah, if you can find the right sellers.
Yeah, I mean, there's bound to be like a second-hand adventurer's shop, or well, just any sort of adventuring gear shop would be like they'd be willing to pay a half decent price for it at least. Anything like that in the city that we know of?
Possibly. I'll say go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Can I?
And
Here I
I
go
will say in
investing
this
again.
instance, this will be when you're down in Drell, which isn't for too long because you've got to meet up with the rest of your friends. So we'll say this
We've
is
had
just a
that
regular
conversation
roll. I'll say with
previous.
Cat helping, it will cancel out disadvantage.
Alright. Oh no. It's a 3. I find
3.
fuck all.
I will say this: as you're otherwise wandering around, you find a blacksmith. The blacksmith in this instance is willing to buy the armor off of you for, I'll say, 750, which is half the going price of it, because they're just going to melt it down for scrap. Because it's a lot of metal which will be useful for them, but as it currently stands, they have no use for buying it. Otherwise, they say you can wait until the armor smith's open, which will be in the next 3 hours once people actually get up.
Yeah.
So it's one of those that, due to the nature of the time constraint here and the low roll, you can sell it for half its value, or you're carrying it around.
I'll carry it around. You know, I want to at least get 1,000 for this.
Okay. Where and how are you carrying it?
Strapped to my back. So I'm not...
This will give you disadvantage to stealth.
You know what? Fucking fair.
Okay.
I thought I was bad enough clanging around everywhere, but now there's a Robbie.
Now there's 2 of you.
You better go on a scouting expedition.
It just doesn't feel like it would be... sorry if I'm being, like, overly... about it, but, like... You know, I want to at least get 2/3 of the cost rather than half, you know?
At the end of the day, the metal's not worth that much, because if you're not repurposing it, the main thing that causes plate mail to cost so much is the sheer amount of work that goes into making it, rather than the actual metal cost of itself. Because you don't pay that much for the metal, you pay for the work and the higher DC. In this instance, 750 is a pretty good going price for a metallurgist.
Fine, I'll do 750. Can I just bank that immediately?
Yeah, I'll allow you to put it in the bank. This is going into the Bank of Iron, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check. I think that's going to cost you 5 gold to bank that all at once, but I'll double check. And remember, blame Infernal for this, because he's the one who came up with the idea of the Bank of Iron. This is the Ethereal Vault spell. Can store 50 gold pieces worth of items or currency into or out of it. Consumes 1 silver piece to do so. For every 2 levels above, you would times the value by 10. Okay, so for 500 gold, it would cost you 1 gold piece. So for 750, it will cost you 2 gold.
2 gold pieces, okay.
More accurately, sorry, because of the way this would be denominated, 1 gold and 5 silver.
Understood. And just to confirm, then, that should take my banked money up to 236 platinum pieces, assuming that it's able to be converted into platinum and put in as 75.
I will double check. I have your bank account in this one here somewhere.
How much?
So you said, so this is adding 750 to it?
Yeah, 750 to, so 75 platinum pieces to 161 that should have been banked previously.
I believe Kat has also banked some since. Oh, no. No, you hadn't got banked, you got paid. So you are currently at, I'll say at this moment, you are currently at 386 platinum pieces.
Oh, shit!
What did we get paid so we can split quarter?
I believe you got paid because you took contraband jade pieces to the photographers.
Yeah.
How
Or the
much
catalogers.
how much did we get for?
I think it was about 1,000 or 800. Either way, I've got the amount written in here as 3,860 gold pieces worth.
Okay, well,
Nice.
whatever we got paid for that, I'll take my half out and put it with mine. Is it possible for me to bank 2 of these free blood?
When you say taking it out, are you adding it to your inventory, or are
Yeah, because
you...
I'm putting mine in my bag. I keep mine in my
Pocket, yeah.
pocket bag.
Okay, and when you're putting it in your pocket bag, are you also accounting for the fact that it's taking up one of the slots, and
Yes, I
after
am,
every
hence I've
5...
only got 3 crystals in my inventory. In my
True,
bag.
but doesn't the pocket bag have a gold cost limit on each of the slots?
No, size. There's a size limit, and it's not allowed to exceed more than 3 foot for stuff, but there was no gold limit. Hang on. Well, you never mentioned a gold limit, which is why I've been storing mine and Romus's gold in there.
No, that's fine. That's why I'm just going to double check it real quick, because for some reason my brain keeps telling me that should have a gold limit, but if it doesn't...
Got pocket bag holds £20. It's got 4 objects and has maximum capacity of 3 foot cube. They're the only parameters I've got.
Yes. So storing £20 worth. Now I need to remember the math on currency. I believe it's 50 coins to a pound.
Something like that.
So
yeah.
you can store a maximum of 1,000 coins in each section.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, that if you ever hit 1,000 platinum, it's taking up 2 sections at that point.
Okay, I do not have 1,000 platinum, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, my
awesome.
money bank that I've recorded is like my money, like not Cat's involved. So I would also like to know what is my share of that, and
Okay,
minus that from the 386.
because you have a joint bank account. That's why it's all in one.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
do? Oh no.
Yeah, because you registered at the same time. You were both in the same company.
I've been
so
using.
you're both...
I've been using that as a Mia money. Ooh. Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter because I'm fine with you having whatever money you need. And
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was I believe it was asked if you wanted to get same or separate bank accounts, because if you got separate bank accounts, it would have cost you extra at the time, and you went, "Nah, we're going to cut costs and we're just going to remember it."
Yeah.
And then you keep asking me for how much is in your bank account, so I just have it in one lot.
Yeah,
That's fair.
that's cool. I'll just draw out my half of...
So
What
we'll
we
say
got.
you draw out. We'll say you draw out 400 of it,
Okay. So...
because I don't. I'm just adding what you guys are telling me to, and then withdrawing what you're telling me to.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Okay, I will do that. That's not a problem.
So
I've
how much
drawn
is
out
being-
400.
So
And-
that's
Okay, so
400
that's
gold or 40
346.
platinum.
I'm taking out 40 platinum, and I
Yeah.
will then pay. Can I store 2 of the crystals in there? So I've got 1 on me.
Are we allowed to store contraband in there, Chris?
We've already got
Yeah.
4 in there.
You are.
Oh shit. Well, yeah.
Because
go.
if you remember correctly, when you store them in there, should you die, they become property of the Bank of Iron.
Oh, the Bank of Iron must be fucking loaded.
Yes, and you know, Burn being a vampire from Campaign 1, very much would like to get his hands on some blood crystals, so at the end of the day, like, you putting blood crystals in there as contraband is not a bad thing for him.
No.
Burns
be
gonna
added to
put
the
a
crimes of
hit
Cat.
on us.
So, no, it's all above board. They're allowing us to
It's
store it in there.
yeah, it's all above board. You can store the packages in there. You just have to pay the fee for storing them in there. So
Yep.
do you remember how much the blood crystals have cost?
The blood crystals, I think, were 500 each.
Okay,
So that'll
so
be a
that's
gold
going
piece
to cost you 1 gold per to
Yep,
store.
So I'll take out 2 gold. So that is that. Cool. All right,
Are
that's
they-
that done.
And how
Are
many
they
do you
contraband
So there
or
should
are they
be-
illegal items?
No, so there should be 6 in there, 1 in my bag now.
have? Okay, 6 blood crystals. I'll add that to this as well.
I think
in answer
because
to
they're
the
technically
question-
being stored in an extra planar place, I don't think you can legally take someone
Outside
up
the
on that.
legal jurisdiction.
Yeah, they are
I mean-
quite literally outside of every legal jurisdiction.
Here's the thing: if they go, we believe something illegal is being handled inside of here, they would have to take it to Burn.
And he
At
ain't
the
gonna
very least,
snitch.
or at the very least, his advisors. And here's the thing: he will then weigh up his personal gain versus the law, because we know how Burn's played.
Oh, that's alright. If Burn comes down and just blow up Zaker's crossing.
He can try.
In a friendly kind of way. Well, I got close to. So I'm sure he can find a way.
You got close to being blown up, yeah. Anyway, so putting those away, checking the money that you have and the amount that you have in your Cat and Romulus account.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say that
346 now, I believe.
346, yes.
Okie dokie.
I have the extra 0 on there for the sake of it. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, I'm keeping it in platinum because that's so much easier.
No, that's fine. I'm keeping it in gold so I know the rough actual value.
Yeah.
of how much is
No,
in there.
that's fair.
Okay. So, with that,
It's a nice
the
little nest
journey,
egg.
the journey ahead awaits. So, we'll say we'll have a quick break there, grab some drinks, snacks, whatever you need to do, and then when we all get back and we meet back here, we will begin your journey to the southeast. Okay. Right. Over the stream, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool. Before
Right.
we
Mhm.
get too far south, we need to summon Cinder.
Yeah, we can't do that in the city, but
No, no, a
Yeah.
fire elemental in the city might be a difficult
Oh,
one.
fire.
right, be right back.
I'm gonna go and get a cup of tea.
Go get some ice cream.
I'm going to need to very quickly say, also, I'd give these things over to the Catalogers Guild or wherever will give me the most stuff for them. Because I got a couple things.
Back.
Hi, back. Welcome to hell.
Well, it can't be that bad. I've got ice cream.
Of course, hell has ice cream. What else would we withhold from you when you've been bad?
No! Not my Ben and Jerry's fudge brownie.
Also, whilst Chris is away, has everyone who seen the message in that chat and liked it, if they agree, because I've been waiting. I know you have.
Hey, back.
Dan, check the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Right.
Hi, back. I'm Kratos. Boy.
Boy!
Boy.
Boy. Right.
Boy, boy, boy.
Who are we missing? Looks like we're missing you, Jamie. Have we got a cat here? Nope. Curve?
Hiya.
Mortar?
Yes.
Had a stutter.
That
Yes.
was a... That was
Mortar? No. Romulus?
Yep, I'm in.
I, too, am here.
Vinny? Okay, so we're missing a cat, a Damien, and a Vinny. Noted. They all return in time. Okay.
I haven't
Oh.
done washing up, so I'm eating ice cream with a soup spoon.
Welcome back. I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating ice cream with a soup spoon. It's not illegal.
Good soup.
It's a little illegal.
It is good soup. No, it's not illegal.
I was doing that yesterday.
Alright, cats are crimes of cat.
Okay,
Oh,
let's not
did I miss
cat.
crime?
Crimes Jamie has committed. Eaten ice cream with a soup spoon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna grumble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably my least.
Doesn't count for Rebecca though because DM biases. Wow.
Thanks, Han. Thanks, Han.
You're welcome.
Would you mind
So-
helping me with the dishes later?
We'll see.
What if I trade my inspiration?
Oh my word.
Trading inspiration for dishes. That's
Favor of real life.
oh man.
That's playing the system.
No. No. The most I'm gaming the system is not putting you on the crimes of cat for something that Jamie has done.
Can I roll a charisma check?
No.
Persuasion.
We'll see how tired I am.
Of course. I'm not really being serious.
I might get some cups done.
I was
think-
asleep.
The persuasion check is just you do puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, I think we have everybody back.
No.
Simon?
Indeed.
I'm here.
Simon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Okay, so, who would like to begin by rolling the 2d12? Actually, no, I better ask. Are you travelling cross-country or along the road to Braylin?
Can I completely throw you off rhythm by asking to quickly hand some things over to the Cataloguers Guild?
Oh my gosh.
No.
Worth a try.
You're already on the road. I'll say you're about 2 hours into your journey and you're like, no, I forgot to give these to the Cataloguers Guild.
God,
Better
damn
remember
it.
next
I
time.
think we were just going straight south, weren't we?
Yeah, I believe the plan was go.
Straight south?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Across the country.
Cross country. Okay.
Sorry, as
Mhm.
opposed to, was it southeast?
Southeast
Braylin.
southwest from here would lead to Braylin.
Oh,
South would
southwest.
lead you to the quite possibly to a road that's down here somewhere according to your map. Heading southeast is heading directly into territory which is unknown. You aren't entirely sure what this is. I'd say Mortar, looking at the map, you identify this as the edge of the swamp, the Siltspire swamp. You know full well that the people who reside in the Siltspire swamp, the place where you actively come from as a bounty hunter, is on the northern side of the lake. The southern side is uninhabited for good reason. Heading southeast would be far more dangerous, but it would potentially be quicker depending on where you're trying to go.
Okay. Also, will point that out on the map, and he'll say, "So this is where I'm from. I can more or less guarantee that we will be safer if we travel cross country. If we go south, was it southeast?
South would be safer. Southeast would be more
Okay,
dangerous.
Yeah, sorry. If we go southeast, we're going to be contesting with things you probably don't want to deal with, and we're going to be exhausted by the time we get there. So I think probably it's smarter if we stick on the safer route and just go south.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Going
Mortar
Damn, more
comes-
things with 4 legs.
Mortar comes from around here-ish in terms of where it would be on the map, because you have Lake Edge here, and then you have where Mortar comes from is slightly further on. And then there's an entire band which goes around the lake known as Siltspire Swamp, which is known for its very active and very dangerous wildlife that lives there.
Like Helgoose?
Maybe. I mean, the compass is I will say the compass, as you're otherwise figuring out where you are, you've got a regular compass as well, I believe somebody bought.
Yeah.
The compass is currently pointing in a southeast direction like this.
Mm-hmm.
So Mortar will turn to Kurt and say, just quietly, because he doesn't know if you've spoken to any of these guys about it yet, about the compass, and he'll say, unless southeast is where the goose is, and then I suppose, there's 6, 7 of us. Might be an opportunity.
We can take one goose in a fight. Spoiler alert,
Sounds like-
they could not.
Yeah, it's, just say
Logistically,
that.
I would just want to know what the rest of the party want to do here. Logistically, I'm okay going south and then coming back to southeast to do that.
Well, we don't. I think our best bet to triangulate is go south until, and then at least we know whether we've hit how far we have to go east or whether we need to go further. Because we'll do our thing in the Ice King's domain and then go there. Because at least then we can sort of triangulate where it is going to be. Maybe.
Yeah, you'd need to figure out where roughly 2 correlating points would be to try and figure out where the third
if
one
we
might be.
like use whatever map we have now and draw a line based on
like that.
it, and then we can, when we get to the Ice King's domain, we can triangulate from the second point there, assuming it's not moved considerably. We can all sort out a rough location, and then
Sounds good.
Sounds
I
good.
like that.
Okay,
smarts.
heading south then. So, who would like to begin rolling the 2d12?
Is this? It's just luck, isn't it? Pure luck.
Mm-hmm.
If we find somewhere large and flat that's out the way, can I propose we sort the fire
Can I-
thing out?
I'm gonna do a practice roll of some d12s, and if they're shit, someone else do it.
Okay, so this is a practice roll.
This is a practice roll. This is nothing.
I
This
will
is
not be
real,
taking this roll.
no matter how good it is.
Look, it's pretty.
It's
Above
pretty
average,
good.
You're good.
It's slightly above
That's pretty
average.
good.
Okay. Do people want me to now try and
Just-
roll for realsies?
I mean,
Go for it.
everybody ultimately, because of the nature of the journey, I think everybody will get at least one turn rolling. So
All right. I'll take the first one then because I've already
Now come the 2 ones.
No.
Oh!
I'll
got them
give
set.
you-
My computer's shitting itself.
That's a 20. Okay.
I'm
What?
gonna roll with this.
Sorry, it died for me for a second. What happened?
You rolled
Two
two
tens.
tens. Go
God.
ahead and roll me a d12.
Oh boy. Oh, not the one on the
That one.
left, not the one on the right. Sorry, as I was moving my cursor over to select it, I ended up.
Okay. As you begin heading south, the weather is rainy. It's not heavy rain, but it is persistent rain. The clouds are dark overhead, and you're otherwise trudging, not necessarily trudging through mud, but the area here is wet and sodden. The grasses are otherwise very slick, and there are very few trees around to provide much cover, as you've all got your hoods up, for those of you who have them. For Curve and Vinny, with your new outfits. Vinny, did you have an idea for what yours was?
Yes, so... Hold on a second, actually. So, Vinny's outfit is actually pretty similar in some ways to his current outfit. It's a long blue coat, a much fancier one this time, with black lining and sort of wide elbow-length sleeves tied off by purple ribbons, as well as a purple sash binding it together. Sort of broad, collared and frilled shirt.
Loving it.
It's not a very good description, but
I have some reference art. Okay. Nice. Okay, if I remember, I will put that in the YouTube video in post.
cool.
And if not, then oh well. But it looks very swashbucklery and very nice. Okay.
Is it in the Discord?
Yes. And Rebecca, would you like to post yours? And did you still want me to describe it?
Yep, go for it, because it's not my art, so I wouldn't want to put it up.
Yep. No, that's fine. I'll just put it in the Discord and I'll describe the art itself for
Vinny, that looks
for the stream.
fire.
So, and Curve's outfit in question is what would be a kind of a long, leathery black, hooded cloak. The ends of it are otherwise shredded to near ribbons, but otherwise flutter in unison. Buckles otherwise set around the waist that can be pull the cloak itself closed, while the rest of the attire is more of a casual wear, melded in with whatever armour may be hidden beneath. A cowl hood otherwise lies underneath the main hood itself, and a series of what looks to be a gauntlet on one side, made of leather straps and bound leather, with metallic claws on the end, and the other hand is left free, with leather-bound fingerless gloves. Okay. So, with the new attire from two of our party members and the rest of you travelling along, Cat, unfortunately there isn't anywhere where you could really perform the ritual. You need a hard stone area, and ideally somewhere which isn't wet, as the chalk needs to take and not be rubbed off over the course of this. And ingredients need not to fly away, and powdered charcoal and coal tend to do that. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately in this weather, there's not going to be a way to create cinder. You're going to have to hope that the weather gets better before you hit the south. Or find a cave. Whichever one comes first.
Sorry, I just remembered. Me and Kat do have full winter clothing.
Yep.
I It's for some reason my thing says that I have like 4 sets of it all, including Rom and Cats. So I don't know if that means I just put the numbers in wrong, or whether that means I have a spare couple.
I believe you have everybody's set of winter's clothing because you did have.
Right.
I believe you had extras made.
Yeah.
Because of like.
In case we
weather.
find people or have it.
Yeah, so I believe that is correct. But yes, everybody, I believe, has some form of winter clothing to protect them against heavy weather, along with cloaks and hoods to shield against rain and wind. And on this day, that seems to be the case. As you're otherwise travelling through the open fields, you don't seem to find or notice anything particularly interesting. You haven't quite left Zakas enough that you haven't otherwise you've passed by the early sections of farmland, where the western side of the road from Zakas is more built for pasture land, the southern side is more built for farmland. And as you're otherwise kind of travelling along some beaten paths heading southward, as it begins to get dark, you can see off in the distance what looks to be a series of tall silos and a large barn to one side. You can see that there are a series of lights coming from a small farmhouse, and as you're otherwise approaching, you otherwise see what looks to be an individual otherwise coming out with a coat and what looks to be some form of tarp as they're otherwise pulling it behind them. The individual in question, I'll say, you all note, doesn't look any older than maybe 18, 19. And you can see that otherwise kind of running behind as best he can what looks to be a older gentleman, both of them human, as they otherwise run towards you, the younger gentleman. Come on, you can shelter at ours.
Oh, are we needing to shelter, or are we just going to keep walking?
I mean, as the weather gets worse, and if you wanted to camp outside, you can, but...
We're going to be exhausted by this time. Why don't we go and take them up on their offer? We can send a couple of us out just to scout out around the area to make sure it's safe.
Very well.
Keep in mind, at this point, it would be getting dark.
Appreciate
So the rest
it.
of the journey was good.
Mortar will begin scouting the area. He'll accept help from anybody who would like to come with him if they would.
I don't have dark vision, so that's me.
I will come. I don't have dark vision.
I'll come with you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, while the rest of you otherwise head towards the farmhouse, otherwise heading inside, there is a fire that is otherwise lit. You can see that there are simple furnishings around, and you can see that inside what looks to be an elderly gentleman who's otherwise kind of sat in a rocking chair, just kind of half asleep, swaying backwards and forwards, just as it slowly moves around, moves about in the wind. A little bit of a comb over, fluttering with the little wind that is coming in through, and you can see what looks to be another older gentleman and an older lady, otherwise pushing what looks to be some form of an older sofa to one side, and leaving a large floor space available at this current time.
I wish to incite them. I have had a bad day. I'm suspicious.
Go ahead.
Suspicious family.
Go ahead. Roll me an insight.
Suspicious human family in the middle of nowhere? That doesn't sound good.
Oh, you never know.
Natural 20.
Woo.
This is a family living in a farmstead on the edge of the farming lands of Zakas. It seems that they may have noticed 6 adventurers walking their way, and in this instance were willing to give them a place to stay, which was dry. That place just so happens to be on the floor in front of the fireplace. And they are moving the sofa out of the way to accommodate for all of the large folk in your party.
That's very sweet.
Damien's still a bit more confident, but he's still not 100% confident on these things.
I will say, with that natural 20, you are 100% confident that they are fine.
Okay, good.
100.
100%.
When they betray us in the morning, I'm going to tell the DM that it wasn't 100% confident.
Do I notice his moment of, oh, upsy daisy? You know, his moment.
I'll say in this moment, it's more of a mental monologue for Damien.
Okay,
He's
so
had a bit of a
not
struggled day. He still hasn't had a true answer as to maybe why he was called a subject to some weird scientist who had bodies floating in tubes, and may mean that Curve and the rest of the party may be in deep with a drug lord. He's had a day, and so suspecting these random strangers to offer hospitality, despite being a knight of Paloon who are reputable and well known for receiving hospitality from random strangers, he's suspicious.
Okay, but so do I pick it up at all? Like, just like, do I get that he's a bit suspicious at all, or is it just purely internal?
I'll say it's purely internal.
Okay.
There is a moment of, I'll say, amongst your group, there is natural hesitation as to these people saw you coming and they are ready to welcome you with open arms. But I'll say, just with the natural insight that most of the party has, these individuals are just trying to be nice.
Okay.
But they do take your horse and put them in the barn nearby. So she'll have plenty of
That's the
feeds,
last
you
time I
don't
saw
have to feed her.
Starlight.
Yep. Just like in
As-
Minecraft.
As thanks, I am a fair chef. Would you like me to cook something?
And Cat's not there to stop him!
The lady there otherwise looks at you. Of course, if you wanted to come and help, just make sure to duck before coming in the kitchen. There is a low beam.
Of course.
She can walk under it fine. You won't have to duck to get into the kitchen.
I grab some socks and pop them on my horns so that I don't scrape anything.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and make me a roll with a dexterity saving throw with advantage from danger sense, just to see if you hit any pots and pans while cooking. Because they have... Heading in, it's a nice kind of a timber area.
20! I am a chef, goddammit.
You are a chef. And the area around here is well laid out. There are nails that have been driven into the wooden beams, and there are pots and pans hanging from them. And as you're otherwise moving around, you're able to very deftly avoid any of this particular difficulty. You don't bang your head or your horns, and with the assistance from her, you otherwise produce a very nice and warming meal, which assists in your vitality for the day. Mortar and Cat, you two are outside at this current time. Keeping an eye, was it?
Yeah, just scouting out the area, or at least that's what I'm doing.
I'm just following Mortar so he's not on his own, but why are we scouting?
Oh, I respect that. Well, the more we go into the countryside and stuff, the more likely we're going to come across unsavory characters. With any luck, the fact that no fighting is broken out suggests that these people here are genuinely nice, which is a rare commodity. Call it more of a force of habit for me rather than anything else.
Okay. I'm here if you need me. I'll help you keep an eye out.
I appreciate that. Hey, I wanted to, been meaning to for a while, to apologize for for obviously we killed that guy and everything. I wasn't in the right place at all, and I reacted incredibly impulsively, and I've come to learn that behavior isn't exactly what makes this team work, and I do want to value each of you as companions and everything. Is just, if there's one thing I can ask, it's just that you're patient with me till I get there. Yeah, that's all I've got to say.
I put an arm over his shoulder. We're all family, and you're now part of our family as well, so just look after yourself as well as each other. I'll try and look after you as much as I can.
Walter will give her a smile, and while they're walking and stuff, while he's just keeping an eye, so how did you meet Romulus then? It seems you two are very close.
I got mugged by a rat.
Holy shit, that sounds like a story. Tell me more.
I was in a tower. It was raining, it was cold, so I fell asleep. And I woke up to rats running away with all my food. So I went down there and the rat gods started trying to kill me. So I was running away in fear and straight into Romulus.
So we skipped Rat King and went straight to Rat God. Wow, you guys don't do things by halves.
He was terrifying. He was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And he's still alive.
I mean, rats alone are terrifying. I mean,
I'm pretty sure you killed him.
soul is.
It's the rat, yeah.
We killed but one form of the rat god.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Okay,
the little
that's
bit of
fair.
slime fled.
That's true.
There's still a part of him out there. He exists still.
Ugh. This-
Do not worry.
disconcerting.
I appear out of the ether. Worry not, cat. The rat god shall be slain. I disappear into the ether.
You just
Was I
hear
ever
his
there
voice
at
in
all?
your mind.
You know,
Uh,
I've been hanging around with Romulus too long. I often hear him in my head.
Oh wow. See, I can do that too, but normally that takes a bit of effort on my part. But you can just do that for free.
I think so. He's up there
Oh
all the time.
man. Wow.
Romulus's voice repeats in your head. You cannot do that here.
Remember, there's a time and a place for that.
It's
You
very-
cannot ride your bicycle in here.
Now he's telling me about bicycles. I don't even own one.
Don't worry,
His
cat.
maliciousness
Remember,
no ends.
remember, if one of us, if one of the party dies in the cold, we can cut them open and huddle inside for warmth.
I regret.
Mortar is gonna...
I'm not happy about being called a Taunton.
Have
Mortar is
inspiration
gonna
just
look
because you know its name.
Yay! It's pronounced
Okay,
Mortar's
tauntaun,
just
but
gonna,
okay.
Mortar's just going to look at Cat, and based on obviously everything that happened underneath the city and all that, he remembers obviously the transformation into that crazy monster, but he knows that she doesn't. And he's just quietly wondering to himself if she's okay. She seems alright, but does she have any kind of recollection as to what's gone on, or is it literally like a complete blank slate? Like, that's kind of something that's going on in his mind as he's just kind of looks at her for a minute and then continues looking back on watch.
As you look at Kat, she's literally just walking along, bobbing her head because she's got a song stuck in her head. Just like, because
Yeah.
there's a particularly convincing bard as we were leaving the city.
All the while, notably, she's actually riding on the back of Terador. So,
Yeah.
Oh,
so you're actually looking up and talking to her as she's on the back of a giant earth elemental.
how did I not notice that?
It's been there. It's just every time it's come up, it's not able to go where you guys are going because it can't go on the second floor of Zaker's. It can't actually go into the meld with stone into Zaker's because it's magical stone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Terador's been kind of stuck, not doing anything. But now you're in the open wild. Terador is in his element.
Giving him-
Do you reckon there's a way to get? Do you reckon there's a way to get your earth elemental the same kind of stone texture as the stone in Zaker's?
Stone is Acres is
Maybe that's what I think.
magical. It's
Yeah, that's what I mean. What if we were able, and he like absorb stone into himself? And
What if we
become, like,
stole some Zaker stone and used it? Sorry, I should shut up.
I don't.
the embodied voice of?
I don't know if we could.
I mean-
If he could do it, because it's just how he is. He's made of natural stone. So trying to make him out of something natural or unnatural, I would probably have to recast a spell and rebuild Terador from the ground up.
Hmm.
And even then, there's no guarantee that the stone is compatible.
Well, the world's a big place, and it's entirely possible that a natural stone that does this may be out there. So, it's always worth contemplating these things. I mean, you know.
Yeah, all my friends, they're all going to be of help to everyone. Terador keep everyone safe, and me,
Yeah.
thankfully.
Yeah,
And I can
absolutely.
keep you all safe. So it works out.
absolutely.
How
You,
long do this?
Did how long do I?
Wander
how- what,
around
as in, like,
for-
stay outside?
in the rain, cold.
Well, typically until the DM tells me to do a perception check.
Oh,
No, that's fair. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
is that another
And
voice in your head?
And Kat, go ahead and make me a roll as well. Kat, you will have disadvantage because of the heavy weather, but Mort already has advantage because of his goggles, so this will just be a flat roll for him.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
no, that
hold on, I need
checks
to
out.
roll that. Okay, I have. Oh, that's very good for Mortar. I think he has a +6.
Okay.
Right,
22.
Let me just double check. Yeah, plus 6, 22.
Cat got 2.
Okay. So,
Nice.
Kat, as you're otherwise looking around, the heavy weather keeps getting in your eyes, the constant bobbing and shaking of Terador as he walks. There's no suspension on this thing, so it's otherwise very difficult to remain steady. So there's no easy way to get a good viewpoint from here, unfortunately, despite the elevated section. Mortar, on the other hand, as you're otherwise looking about, you note there's nothing out here. There is what looks to be stable animals that are otherwise in the stable nearby, but the grasses and the vegetables, most of them have been harvested, but you know that the weather's been rough recently, so there may still be some out there that haven't been. You see what looks to be a humanoid form in the distance, and you otherwise kind of give it a look, and you note that it's just a scarecrow kind of standing in the middle of the field.
Is it just
Nothing? Or is it just Curve?
Am I... Yeah, I was about to say, am I positive that it's just a scarecrow?
Yeah,
I'm absolutely
with that high roll, you can see what looks to be the majority of it is otherwise kind of strapped down with twine. The hat isn't flying off of it as much as it might want to. And you can see that it is leaning to one side as if the wind has gotten the better of it as of late. But it's still holding firm, and you feel confident and safe that you've not been followed, there's nobody around. You're able to get away with whatever you need to.
Brilliant. Also, I will say, I think that's satisfactory. Sweet, let's get inside and get warm.
As you otherwise kind of approach the farmhouse, you note that the young lad is otherwise still standing there holding the lantern up just to try and make sure that he can see you as you approach, and as you do, he otherwise kind of says to you, Kat, your elemental can stay in the barn.
Yeah, if that's cool.
Just don't let it spook any of the animals.
How easily frightened are they?
Not very.
Okay.
I mean, he's there in this house, so they can't be that scared.
It's fine. He
Wow.
knows. He can just dive under the ground. It won't scare anyone. Right?
Oh, okay.
I'll turn around like, hey, dive under, and I'll see you in the morning. Give him a scratch behind the ear.
Terador begins to melt with stone and just disappears and moves towards the barn. There's a little bit of a jump as the doors themselves otherwise lurch upwards a little bit as he moves through under the doors and then into the barn itself. So you all head inside. It is otherwise a warm time inside, though it's got a coziness to it compared to what you've been used to in Zakers. Where there's more of a homely feel to this, the people here are very welcoming and warming. You sit around and kind of you have a general chat on where you're going, heading south, their take on it, their opinions, the awfulness of the weather, and the older gentleman eventually wakes up, kind of snorts for a little bit, and then falls back asleep shortly afterwards. As you otherwise stay the night, getting a good night's rest, you wake up and proceed with the next morning.
Oh,
I'd like someone to begin.
Just-
Romulus. Ooh.
sorry,
sorry?
just before that. Kat, you mentioned you could send us sending. Is that
yes,
still
I've
on the
been
table?
waiting to do that. It takes me about half hour, but I can do it.
Right, would that be alright to do tonight before we...
Yes,
Before we turn
no,
in?
that's absolutely fine. Okay.
Right, so
Also-
what do you need? Name or...
Oh God, hang on. Let me look this up as Jamie. I think it's
Sorry,
just the name, right?
Simon, what was the conclusion on the Stalker Blades? Do you still have them, or do I still have them?
I'm happy to take them off your hands if you're not expecting to
Okay,
use them.
you do need to attune to them, I believe. if you want
That's going to
to
be a
use them.
problem because I'm...
Okay, I'll hold on to
Yeah,
them
you
for
hold
the
on
time
to them
being
for now.
then. Okay, no problem at all. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I need the name, and it's 25 words or less.
You send a short message of 25 words or less to a creature which you are familiar with. This means that you must know their name, or you must know two things about them: their name, their appearance, and have to have seen it. Maybe their voice, maybe where they've come from, things that allow you to discern them from other people effectively. Because who knows, there might be like 17 Carverns in the universe, and two of them may be Silver Dragonborn, and that becomes a problem. So if you have a way to show a
Okay.
picture of Carbon
Well,
or an
I
illusion...
did dive into Vinny's mind.
Oh, that's true. So yeah,
That
never
is a
mind.
good point.
Yep, you're very familiar. You would know who Carbon is with now being told the name.
Okay.
Okay. So what message do you wish to send, Vinny?
Okay. Well, type it in a second, that'd be helpful, but it should go something along the lines of, you can paraphrase if you prefer, but I'm a friend of Vinny. You're in danger. Cassius is hunting you. Please let us help. We're following. Where are you? What can you remember?
Okay, I tried to write that down. My brain gave up halfway through. So I'm just gonna.
Do you want it again?
I got to. You're in danger.
Okay. Yeah. Cassius is hunting you. Please let us help.
Help.
We're following. Where are you? And what can... and what can you remember?
How many words was that?
25. That's bang on 25 words.
Wow.
Okay.
Go on, Simon.
Economical.
Okay. So, describe to me how your sending works. Remember that you're getting the sending from the book, so are you writing it or are you saying it?
So I'm attuned to start with to the book.
Okay. So you spend effectively a short rest doing so.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And as I open the book, I look to Cychania. Like, is there a different way of doing this? And I'm going to run my fingers along the book, lifting off almost like a dark, glittery kind of orb. And I'll be talking into that dark, glittery orb. And then push it back into the book. That sends it.
Okay. As you send the spell and the message, you receive the following reply. Now, remind me, what were the things that you said there, Vinny? Or what was the message in full?
So, it's in full. I'm a friend of Vinny. You're in danger. Cassius is hunting you. Please let us help. We're following. Where are you? What can you remember?
Okay.
You may struggle to reply to all of that in one go.
Okay. You get the following reply. I know he is. I've been caught. If you truly are with Vinny, stay away. There's a pause. A sizable one.
Just tap the book.
Losing signal.
Holding it in the air, trying to...
Yeah, for sure.
How does this work?
I think at this point, you're fairly certain that that's the end of the message. At which point, you don't hear the message, you see it written. And you watch as the last little bit of the message appears as almost a smear of ink across the page.
Oh.
Mortar,
Yes.
you detect interference. The message has been altered.
I will approach and I'll go, may I?
Okay.
Mortar will place a hand on the shoulder of Cat and close his eyes, and when he opens them again, they're a brilliant purplish, pinkish colour as psionic energy begins to leak, and he is going to try to remove that interference.
Okay. So you've sensed the signal, and you are trying to... Should you interfere in any way, you need to make a Wisdom Insight check versus the spell save DC of whoever is interfering. Now let me double check that. So spell save DC real quick. Okay.
Sorry, I dropped out there for a minute.
That's right. You need to make a Wisdom Insight check versus the spell save DC of the individual interfering.
Okay, no problem at all. I have a +3 to insights. Come on, baby, big money. That was not big money.
12.
No, that's 12.
As you try to remove the interference, you know it's there. But it has very well destroyed whatever message was originally sent. You unfortunately cannot pick up any further. Now I believe... Let me just double check.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm just checking something right quick.
Yeah. You can also
Could I...
exert yourself in this instance if you wish to.
I do. I know this isn't quite how the feature works, but I do have Invigoration, which is a saving throw. Could I use this in this instance to try to re-roll this check as I attempt to push myself harder?
Do you have Inspiration still? Because I believe I gave everybody Inspiration at one point, so you might still have it.
Yes. Previous game, I believe, you gave us Inspiration. I think I do. I don't know where I would have recorded that.
There's a little tick box.
Yeah, there should be a little tick box just at the top.
No, the tick
what,
box
on
is
the,
underneath the stats.
Oh, sorry, on the left underneath your attributes.
Yeah.
If I add...
27 overlay.
Let me double check that it's in his, because I can't remember. I may have modified yours.
I don't think I do.
No, he doesn't.
doesn't
That's one thing I need to copy across. That's on me.
Okay, that's all right.
You would still have that, because I don't remember using it.
Yeah, you have got inspiration, definitely.
Okay, if I may, then I would like to use that.
Yep, that's right. So I've unticked it for you. It's just underneath your attributes on the core page.
Upon sensing the well-forged message that is just eluding Mortar, Mortar grits his teeth in frustration and begins to just pour more psionic energy inside. That's better. Okay, that's a 17.
17. As you attempt to focus on this to try and smear away whatever interference is here, gritting yourself and kind of feeling that mental strain, you feel almost a hand place upon your shoulder, and it begins to guide your fingers to, and as it does, your hand moves the ink in such a fashion to reread the message. I know he's following me. I have been caught. They have taken me somewhere south to a chapel of a fallen god. I do not know where. Please help.
Mortar, when he speaks, almost like in a seance kind of way, he is his hand is on Cat's shoulder, and when he opens his mouth, it's the voice of this person that Vinny was trying to get in contact with, repeating those words exactly as they are. And once the message ends, Mortar's nose, you can just see the mask on Mortar's face begins to turn a very dark red as blood begins to pour from his nose. Staggers back a little bit and...
I'll catch him. You okay?
Oh, that sucks. Did you get what you needed?
Yes, the message came through. We have a rough location. Thank you.
I will also state something that you learn as a result of this. The spell save DC is 17.
Oof.
So you just made it.
Oof. Big oof.
Yeah, this is notable.
Also, will...
17 is a high number. So
It is a high number.
keep that in mind.
Is that communicating
Kind of rubbing...
with this person, or was this the book interfering?
This is the person interfering.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is a
So
person,
somebody else
for sure.
interfered on behalf of the message. So I will
So-
say with the roll and what you uninterfered, you gather that they caught the second half of the message, or the sending, returning to them. And so they interfered with what they could, and then it went eerily silent, and the smear was some form of interference that you gather.
Noting how close Mortar was to failing, or just like succeeding that, Mortar will say, whoever interfered has significant psionic prowess or means of tampering with telepathy or spells such as sending, like the one you just cast. We should be wary of whoever is holding them in this chapel of a forgotten god, I think they said.
Yeah,
Fallen. Right.
Okay.
Are you alright, Vinny?
Vinny is like looking over the book, reading the message for a little while longer, seemingly no expression on his face, and then breaks out into a big grin. She's alive. I knew it.
She is.
Mortar will smile at your positivity.
We have a chance.
Who is, do you mind me asking who she is?
A friend of mine in the old group I used to work with.
I see. Mortar will just tap you on the shoulder and say, I'm glad, and then walk back to the corner and just kind of looking out of the window, despite the fact he probably cannot see anything in this rain. He's just going to keep watch. And when we go for a long rest, Mortar will take first watch.
Fair enough. Mortar, as a general thing, for just the thematics of this, would you have also heard the message that was replied through their voice?
Mortar would have, but he would have tried to obviously kind of learning the lines and the boundaries of everybody here. He does try to limit his experience of it as much as he can, because this does seem very personal. So he remembers, I'm going to say he remembers bits, but I'll say come morning, Mortar will have, it will be like a dream to Mortar, like Mortar won't necessarily be able to remember it.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit lucid, and the party will need to otherwise
Yes.
inform him fully as to what happens. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okie dokes. So, with that in mind, I will say that during your watches otherwise go smoothly, and we move to the next day. Romulus, seeing as you rolled for the previous encounter, please go ahead and roll me 2d10 or 2d8, sorry, for the weather.
Ooh.
Remember, you want an average roll. You don't want anything too high or too low. Well, too low is good. Too high is bad. You there, Romulus?
I am here now.
Yep. Could you roll me 2d8 for the weather, please?
This never ends well when I do this. I hope you know that.
I'm going to be going around the table with everybody, so we'll have to see how this goes.
Leroy! Am I hoping for anything in particular, like a high or a low?
Middling
Mid to low rolls are best.
Mid
Yeah.
to low, baby! That's
10.
reasonably mid.
Roll
Yeah, that's
again.
pretty mid.
Ooh.
And increase the effect will be increased by 1.
Oh no.
Oh boy, that's not good.
That's
Oh,
fine.
that's pretty good.
Okay. Okay. The weather scale changes via a plus or minus 2, which will now be 3, towards 4. And because you are currently on weather setting 6, because of the heavy rain and the previous past few days that have gone,
Oh
that
no.
will drop to a 3.
I don't know that's
Okay,
good
that's
or
good.
bad.
That's good.
I think
Lower,
that means
lower
the
means
rain's
clearer
clearing
weather.
off.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the
Oh,
rain's clearing off.
So, as it currently stands, there will be no rain, but it will be lightly windy and cloudy.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Be able to get a bit more progress in that.
Yeah. That will improve your chances of passing by the day. So, with that, you otherwise wake early in the morning. The family are up and about. Breakfast is prepared as you're otherwise made ready, and they otherwise complete the rest. The older gentleman otherwise kind of moves to his chair on the porch outside of the farmhouse, and everybody gets to work as you head off for the day. So, next, I will go clockwise here. Kat, go ahead and roll me 2d12 for your travelling through the day, please.
2d12.
Yep.
Wonderful. Please be- Four and
Total?
9.
11? Or, sorry, 12s with that?
13? 4 and a 9.
That's 13.
Yes, I cannot math. Okay. Okay, go ahead and roll me a d12, please.
Exciting. That's how many dragons we're going to fight.
5, okay.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, bring it.
Okay. Your travel is unimpeded and seems to be fairly hasty.
Ooh.
Very good.
Okay. With this, you otherwise gain a little bit of time, which means that you can either spend that to gain advantage on a survival check to find a good place to rest up and settle in for the night, or travel a bit further and then take the regular rolls from there.
Party-wide thing. Just note, while I'm travelling, I am going to be looking for like a cave or something.
Go ahead. Yeah, give me a perception check.
Could I lend a hand with that? Because she mentioned it to me yesterday.
Yeah, I'll say that you can make a separate roll, given you also have you get
I'll be-
automatic advantage
I'll
from
be
your
using
items.
Jeff.
So, okay, yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
both
not
of you
gonna
have
help.
advantage on these. So go for it.
Oh, nice.
My perception. That's 16 for me.
That should
So
be
a
18 for
12
Mortar.
plus 6 is 18, yeah.
Okay. So the two of you otherwise keeping an eye out. The area around here is still, for the most part, kind of gently rolling hills. It does begin to get a bit harsher as time goes on. There are a few wooded areas. There aren't any caves, particularly. If there are any areas where rainwater would otherwise rush to, it's no longer raining, and there's no clear sign of where water may be pooling. But you do travel, and I'll say you do, with perceptions such as that, you do gather there are several safe areas around here. With that perception, Mortar, I will say that you do note that there are individuals nearby, but they are notably not wanting to be seen. Not magically means otherwise, but they seem to be another group of individuals, quite possibly hunters, wearing cloaks and hoods, and they're otherwise crouched down further away from the party, keeping a distance in the nearby woods. They aren't approaching, they don't seem to be following. It seems you have passed by them and have noticed them on your way out.
They're not facing us.
They seem to be keeping an eye on you, but they seem to be kind of
Okay.
preparing to move in the opposite direction.
Okay. Also, I'll just I'll say Mortar's kind of trying to move, like he's trying to be kind of near the front of the group so he can help keep kind of guide and stuff. I'll say whoever's next to him, he'll just nudge and then indicate their position to them. I don't know who would be up there with me. Probably Cat, actually. If
Romulus.
Cat's looking for a cat.
It
Oh,
probably
okay,
would
yeah,
be
I'll,
Romulus,
I'll,
given he's typically the survival lead.
I am the survival guy.
I will. I'll nudge Romulus and just say, "Oh yeah, just over there. Check him out. See him?"
What do I see? Oh, great voice in the sky.
Go ahead and roll with advantage, using Mortar's help to try and spot the individuals who are seemingly hidden.
Is this a survival or a perception?
This would be a perception specifically for them.
Noted. Thank you. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Rawhide. Rawhide.
Thank
Thank
God
God
for this.
for the 13. Yep, love an advantage. That would be 17 in total.
17 just makes it. Unfortunately, Kat, you are one under the DC to spot these individuals. Or rather, Jeff was one under this DC to spot these individuals, because, let's be honest, it's all Jeff's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is Jeff's fault.
Yeah, he tries.
He is
As you're
trying.
otherwise looking over, you can see where Mortar is generally gesturing, and as you're otherwise kind of looking around, kind of trying to make it as subtle as you can, you look over and you can see that there are 3 individuals, and as you otherwise look over at them, one of them kind of, in this moment, otherwise looks to the other 2, and they turn and move away. You don't get a good look at them, but they are hooded and cloaked individuals. You can see they were carrying bows. They could have been hunters, they could have been poachers, they could have been bandits, I have no
Assassins.
idea. They could be
Yeah, I was
I was gonna say
assassins.
Sent
Yeah.
to kill random travelers for
Yeah.
shits and gigs.
Yeah, you have no idea, but they are otherwise leaving you be.
But they better did.
Yeah. At most,
Yeah,
I'll say
I
that
think-
it sets the 2 of you on the path of having people on watch tonight is almost mandatory, if it wasn't already going to be
100%.
happening.
Yeah. I will then point out the cave to Cat and say, "Well, something like that."
There
work?
were no caves nearby. It was just wooded areas
sorry,
and,
right.
and hills.
I
That's
see.
right.
My mistake.
Yeah, there are no. Unfortunately, there are no caves in this area, with it being the terrain type that it is. The further south or the further east you get, there may be more caves because you'll be looking at slightly harsher hill environments.
I also have access, because I've changed this thing. I've got stone shape and mold earth. If I need to level out a little bit.
Okay. Did you want to do that for your elemental conjuring, or did you want to rest up for the night?
No, we can do that for either or. When the party are like, oh yeah, let's do it, then we can do it. If not, then I can do that for setting up somewhere to rest. It's something I have available at the moment.
Yeah. As it currently stands, you're somewhere around here.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's somewhere we could do it, then by all means. Then I don't mind making the platform and burning. What level even is stone shape? Oh, that's cool. It's a 4.
Okay. So did you want to level out an area to make it possible to draw your sigil?
Are you guys up for it? Coming towards the end of the day?
Absolutely. Is this where are we? Sorry, my internet cut out for a minute.
We are here on the map.
Yeah. You're
Sorry.
yeah. You're somewhere
Yeah.
around somewhere around here.
Around here?
Yeah, around this area where the mark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
somewhere
cool.
around there, and Kat's looking to potentially summon her next elemental.
I'm absolutely down for that.
Okay.
Is this before a long rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I will find a advantageous position, change the Black Scorpion into its vulture form, and I will find a place to post up, and I will take my watch when it comes to it.
Okay.
How strong do you expect this one to be?
This is a support, so it has the. It's gonna be made of fire. It's
Useful.
weak to cold.
Useful. Oh,
So
that's bad.
I'd recommend cold weapons, those who have got them. It should be of normal fire colour, and the stone should be the same colour as Terador's stone, gesture into Terador's stone.
Oh, I just got to double check. Mortar is vulture cold damage.
I don't actually know. I think it's all psychic, isn't it?
Black Scorpion is psychic. Iron Thunder, I believe, is thunder damage, and I believe the vulture is necrotic.
It's force.
Oh, force damage.
Crimson Vulture. Yeah.
Yeah, Crimson Vulture is force. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm looking at Cat and thinking, why do I need to be ready for what?
So,
Why-
when
why-
we summon
why-
Terador, he was
Sorry, a
corrupted.
quick.
So
Yeah, quick thing. They said he's vulnerable to cold damage? Does that mean that when he is exposed to the winter elements of the Ice King's domain, that he will be killed? pretty much
Having a
straight away?
bad
No.
time.
No, this should be fine. It's more
Sure.
specific.
At this point in time, this
Yeah.
fight and
Yeah.
also getting stabbed with it.
So.
Oh,
but-
I see. So it's more targeted cold attacks.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So if he
I
is
see.
of any difference in colour, as Terador was when we first summoned him, go crazy. But if you can, do subdue damage. Those that can't do subdue
Right.
damage get the hit in first, and then the ones
Yeah.
that can finish.
Yeah, this is Pokemon rules. You have to hit it with a melee attack and drop it to 1 hit point for Cat to tame it.
Question: we can do subdual damage, right? We can't. We don't. We like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good,
you can do
'cause-
subdual damage, and it will automatically cap at 1. But keep in mind, you have to do melee attacks for that to count.
Hence.
Oh yeah, me with all my ranged attacks.
No, I'm more referring to the person posting up with Crimson Vulture shooting from 800 to 3,600 feet away, ready to snipe this badass in the head right as it appears.
Hence the ones that can't do subdue damage go first because it'll be at full hit points.
Sorry, I'm just. I'll be BRB. You guys go ahead.
No worries.
That's right.
Okay, then if everyone's good, then I'll level out. And just before I do the spell, I'm going to summon an elemental as well. Under the instructions to follow Romulus's lead and subdue damage only.
What is the casting time of your elemental binding spell that you're casting here?
Ooh, actually, that's a really good point.
Does my Ghostal Halberd do
Hour.
all cold damage, or is it just the
No,
little extra?
just the little extra.
Actually, yes.
Probably worth doing it anyhow.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's an hour, so I'm not going to bother with elemental because it'll disappear.
Yeah, it would disappear right as the end of your casting. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, then, yep. If everyone is ready, then...
Ooh, can I use the +2 for my rage? Can I make that specifically the cold damage?
Not in this instance, no, just because
Aww.
it's tied to being a bear more than it is to going Frosty the Snowman on this. So.
Also, if you'd let him do that for the rage damage, I was going to ask for that for sneak attack, so probably you dodged the bullet.
Oh, God.
Okay,
But
welcome
yeah,
back.
this guy is weak. He's
How about a
not got
50-50 split?
huge hit points.
1 point of cold damage extra.
Hey, that becomes
No.
2 points of cold damage.
No. Okay, so as you're otherwise all preparing, knowing full well, how far are people standing away? Are they standing close? Are they preparing attacks? Are you preparing actions, spells? What's going on here?
I mean, you see this hill over here. I'd like to run all the way over there.
Damien just
You see more-
makes a bolt for it.
You see more time
Okay.
waving at you on the hill.
Because Terrador will disappear at the end of the casting of this,
Mhm.
please position yourselves accordingly where you would like to be on the map going forward. Terrador is here. This is the map now.
Just to clarify,
I'm going to put the initiative order here. If
where
anybody ends up...
precisely is it going to spawn exactly where Terrador is?
Yeah.
And Cat's
So
standing
Terrador's this guy
right next to
here, right?
Terrador is this one right here, and the
Gotcha.
new elemental will spawn exactly on this one here.
Okay, where is the cave entrance?
It's not
Sorry,
it's
my-
a bit-
oh.
it's a bit of flat land on the side.
I don't have this one uploaded. Give me a mo. Oh, that's right, because I thought you were doing... Yes, that's right, because I have the other one uploaded, because I thought you were going to do that one first, and then we changed it.
Decided we're going to the cold area.
Right.
Yeah, Mortar's miles back.
Would it be worth me doing curse binding?
What does that do?
Target is grappled and cannot attack for the duration until successful strength
Actually,
save.
shield.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So it doesn't actually do damage, but hopefully prevents it from attacking. That is range is touch, so I would probably want to do that quite soon and start near him.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be
Okay.
red.
If
Okay,
it
if you
turns
hear
out
weird
to be iffy.
If you hear weird sounds, and this goes for stream too, this is just because I'm exporting images and it doesn't like me doing that because it's a little butt.
So 32.5 inches,
Oh my
or
God.
32.1 inches.
He's in another
Right,
continent. He's gone back to Sacred.
I have 800 feet of range. You better believe I'm using it.
Yeah,
I have gone down in every single fight that we've done. You better believe I'm getting as much range as I can.
What? You mean I gave
Look,
you
the-
that item that I gave you definitely wasn't useful? Oh man!
Also, just so
I'm just-
everyone knows, this creature is range.
Cool.
Is range? What do you mean?
This thing's gonna make a...
New Elemental's a range attacker.
Oh, a ranged attacker. Sorry.
Well, cock and or balls.
You bidding at me.
That's fine. I'm safe at this distance.
Yeah, you are.
I'll make it.
Come on now.
Just a break. Right. Let's try and get this uploaded real quick, because this combat hopefully shouldn't take too long.
No, it shouldn't. With everyone holding their actions.
Yeah, with everyone holding their
Okay.
I
actions.
mean, he's got.
Okay.
I'm holding an action. I'm holding an action to fucking murder it. Actually, oh, can I pre-prep by gianting?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Cool.
Yeah, giving you a know roughly when it's getting ready, because Cat will give you effectively a heads up.
And I've at least got a bit more time there rather than with rage, where it's like, no, I've got to be swinging, otherwise it ain't happening.
Wait, where are these stored? Hey, apparently there's a folder called Cat, and I don't know where all these files have saved.
Is it full of crimes?
Hold on. Let me
Photographic evidence.
Let me open this file back up and see exactly where it's exporting them to, because this is odd because it's not in my tiles folder, which is where it should be. Come on. Tiles. Oh, now it wants to export here, and it's not.
BRB, back in a sec.
Mm-hmm. That is bizarre. I just exported them and I don't know where.
Well, nobody's paid the excise duty for them then.
Okay, I have found. Oh, that's okay. That makes sense. That's also okay. Fair enough. They're in the elementals folder, which has a folder called cat in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
makes
guess you've got multiple elementals, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this via the cloud, just because some reason Imga's being stupid. So did that upload correctly?
Oh, don't put them over there.
Oh, I needed to do it. Okay, sorry. Whoops. I needed to hit upload. I needed to hit import and then. Nope. Okay.
That was close.
Put it right next to Mortar.
We already killed it.
Also, notably, Damien, are you on Starlight?
No, I put Starlight somewhere a bit further back.
Put Starlight over here. I'll make sure Mortar's taking care of Starlight.
Yeah, and I'm preparing to. My action, withhold action, is to intercept in case it tries to attack Cat.
Okie dokies. Alright, so what I'll do here is I'll ask for a roll for initiative, and then we'll go through this real quick. Okay.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Roll for initiative. This is just so I know what order to ask people what they're doing. And
No,
also so that I know the
straight
initiative order
spot.
afterwards. Okay. So, 25 to 20, or 25 plus.
Yeah.
23.
Only 23 on Vinny, you're slacking.
Yeah, it's mediocre. I need to get the alert feat.
My days.
Okay. 20 to 15.
19.
Nice.
Hey! I got a
Okay,
plus 2 to Dex. What do you
I
got?
got plus 3.
Ah, nice.
Look at that.
I think I've got a 15.
Wow.
Together
But I'm
forever.
very confused here because apparently I've got a plus initiative now, and I've forgotten how, but I'm going to take it.
I think it's because of your most recent level up in Paladin. Gave you the aura that gives you it gives you and everybody within 10 feet of you +1 to their initiative. So Romulus, Cat, and Curve will have an additional +1.
20!
Yes!
20!
Chris, good question. Am I within 10 feet of Damien?
No.
No.
No, just a Starlight, my horse. My
No,
horse
just
gives
Starlight.
negative initiative.
This game is
No.
absolutely rigged.
Starlight doesn't have levels, unfortunately, in Paladin.
I have to
50
run away from Damien to give the rest of you a fighting chance.
15 to 10.
13.
13. And Curve?
9.
9. Okie dokies. Alright, so I will start at the top of the initiative. Vinny, what are you preparing?
I'm preparing to strike with my short sword. It's
Preparing
been a
to
fighting
strike.
position already. The short sword held in a reverse grip to lunge forward and stab down at the earliest opportunity.
Okay. Next in the initiative order, Cat, what are you doing?
Finishing the spell, I guess. So I'll be warning everyone it's nearly there.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true, because you can't really hold an action. Sorry.
Not really.
Romulus, what are you doing?
I am, in my bigly form, going to smack it right up the pernus.
Okay. Damien, what are you holding?
An interception cat at all costs.
An interception for Cat. Okay. Mortar, what are you holding?
If I can be really, really cheeky,
We'll see.
I would like to. I would like to hold a sniper shot with a bonus action branding smite placed on it.
Branding smite does last for a minute.
Branding smite would last for a minute, so that's fine by me.
Beautiful.
Curve, what are you holding?
I intend to cast Cursed Binding.
Okay. So, as the resolution of the spell completes, the coal, the iron, and the pieces of crystal all begin to congeal into the middle in almost a swirling vortex. Cat, you otherwise finish the incantation in that moment, as there is a flare and an explosion. Everyone within 10 feet, please make me a dexterity saving throw. Oh. Mortar, you watch as your friends explode in fire.
Remember, with advantage for me.
Advantage for you because of...
And we're in the range of Damien. How much is your plus, Damien?
+1.
God, Damien, you're shit, aren't you?
And
Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw, which I believe you have. Do you have advantage on because of your shield master?
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm rolling a dice currently.
With shield master, you do. With shield master.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
so
roll
you have
the
advantage on this.
I'll roll the other dice in a second. Well, I think it's with a +1 still.
Got a 19 altogether.
The brackets, one is for one reason or another. I'm assuming to do with my shield.
No, you don't get advantage, but your first roll was a 19.
Yep.
What you do get to do, however, is add your AC to your dexterity saving throw, which is, I believe, why it's a +1. Or not your AC, your shield's AC, sorry.
Cool.
And additionally, you can spend your reaction to take no damage instead of half, if you wish to, which this does have a halving effect, so you can use your reaction to...
Cool, so I got a 21 and no damage.
That will succeed. It will take your reaction, which means your held action will not go through.
That's unfortunate.
But it's up to you if you want to take no damage or not. But
no, I want to protect Cat still.
okay, so you'll take half
I'm
damage.
not mean enough to get Cat killed by her own elemental straight away.
Okay, fair enough. So, going round the board, Romulus, what did you get?
I got a 19.
Success. Cat.
I got 14 and a nat 20 on my wild magic.
Okay, so the wild magic doesn't go off. It doesn't go off. The 14, however, is a fail. Actually, let me double check that. Is it fail? DC is... yeah, that's a fail, unfortunately. Vinny, what did you get?
32.
Holy shit.
That's a success.
Oh, wow, that's...
Noted. Curve?
I got a nat 20 +2.
So 27.
27?
Yeah.
2 natural 20s on the dexterity saving throw. That's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That
we
was
were all
awesome.
prepared.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
knew
this is fair.
Well, what could happen?
That's so
Okay.
badass, all the word.
So, I didn't roll that well, but that is 28 points of fire damage halved to 14 for everybody other than Cat, who takes 28.
Good news, Cat.
Addition, so 14 points of fire damage to Romulus and Damien, 28 to Cat, and then 7 to Curve and Vinny because they're resistance. Oh no, Curve, you're resistant to psychic, aren't you?
Yeah.
So 14 to you. And Cat, because you failed, you are pushed back 20 feet.
Does that mean my interception allows? Or not?
You could. That's up to you. If you want to catch Cat and effectively try and stop her from flying away, it's up to you.
I'll try. I want to still try. Would that take my interception away, though?
I mean, she's otherwise not within range to intercept, so it's up to you.
Oh, so I've got to do two things at the same time? That's what I'm saying. I'll be doing two things.
This would be your interception to stop her from flying away so much. She's not going to take
Oh,
any
okay,
additional
I
damage
gotcha.
from being
Yeah.
pushed back.
Yeah.
So it's just up to you.
Okay, yeah. I want to still intercept.
Okay. So I'll say, Cat, you're otherwise caught and you're not otherwise prone on the ground, but you are still pushed to one side.
And I've got to roll a d10,
Oh, for reduced damage.
which
Yeah.
is the green one, correct?
Green one, yep. So, Cat, you will
It'll be
take.
whatever's on there plus 3. You've taken
You
10
take-
less damage.
10 less damage.
That's surprisingly
Uh,
very helpful.
Just to check, for those of us that succeeded, what is the damage?
14.
1 4. Ugh.
And it's fire damage. As
Ugh.
as the explosion happens, all of you who are there and are still readied have your held action as coursing through the fire and moving up into the air, which would prompt opportunity attacks for those in melee range or within natural range.
Oh! Oh!
As this thing
Don't kill
flies
it.
10 feet into the air.
I will be doing
bright
some dual
green
damage.
flame crystal being forms there as you watch as it otherwise spirals up. You watch as the crystals on the outside of it go into this dark purple, and you watch as they detach and begin to fly nearby to it. Okay, so Vinny, you had a held action for your attack. Go ahead and make it. Curve, you had your held action for Curse Binding. Go. Let me know what that does in a moment. And Romulus, you have your held action to attack, so go ahead and do so as well.
Just to check, could I technically use that as an opportunity attack rather than my held
What is
action?
your range?
I have a
Because you're
10-foot range. I'm
larger
using
right
the
now.
halberd.
Yeah, so in this instance, it doesn't prompt the opportunity attack because you're larger.
It's still technically within
It's
range.
still within range, yeah. So
Okay.
this will just be your regular attacks.
Fine. Just checking
Okay.
in case I could do some bullshit.
No, that's fine. So Vinny,
Flanking from Curve.
yep. So you get a +2
So,
or +3. Sorry, at this
+3
stage.
now. So that is a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Uh,
Nice and
I
squishy at the terrier.
don't suppose we technically take it by surprise.
No. No.
Worth a try. Just wanted to see. You know, it would make. I wanted to check.
No, that's fair. So Vinny, go ahead and roll me your damage.
Yeah, dealing 14 piercing and 2 cold.
Okay. You note that as your blade otherwise slices down the 14 damage from a magical weapon.
It's the cold steel short sword, so I
Yep.
believe
So the 14 damage goes straight through quite happily, but as the ice otherwise hits it, it melts almost instantly. The creature is resistant to cold damage.
You lied to us.
It's stronger than your one, Cat. That's why it's a Pokemon. It's one of those things where you fight this really cool boss character in a game, and then it's an unlockable character.
And
And it sucks.
it's weak when you get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Oh,
Vinny,
okay.
you take 8 points of fire damage halved because you attacked it in melee or with a melee weapon. Romulus, your 2 attacks.
Just a quick question. Because I am in melee, but I obviously have a reach weapon. Am I going to be affected by the heat?
Yes, you are.
That is unfortunate, and I find it very funny that by technicality, someone could be standing 10 foot away and shoot it and not be affected. But if they're
Oh no! If they're 10 feet away and if they attack it within 10 feet, they take the damage. If you're
Okay.
using a pike, however, you don't because you're more than 10
Oh.
feet away.
my arms are longer now, I don't suppose I can get away with
No,
that.
it doesn't
right?
count.
Worth a try.
So,
All right.
It's not
So
at the end.
my first hit was 20
Yes.
altogether to hit. Then 4 plus 5. 4
4 plus 5 plus the 2 hard, so that'd be 10.
Yep. So nothing spicy there.
And you take 10 points of fire damage.
Not
Next
enjoying this. Misses.
Misses.
Would I
Okay.
reckless?
You would have had to have reckless on
I
the
would have
first
had
one,
to have
because it was
reckless
a
on the
held
first
action in this instance.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And even though you missed, you take 9 points of fire damage.
Really? That's cruel of you. That is
Well-
cruel of you.
This creature is not meant for melee, so adding an ability which counters the melee, which is half your party, is funny. Okay. Curve, what were you doing? You were doing curse binding on this thing?
Yes.
So is curse binding an attack roll, or...
I place my hand upon the creature. I feel the pulse of power. Outstretched from my hands, a series of, I will say, black chains begin to form upon the creature, forcing it to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Con save 16.
On save 16. Melted Cinder has no bonuses to this, but let's see what happens. That is a 18,
Worth a
so
shot.
succeeds. As you otherwise touch Cinder,
Yeah.
take. This is.
Take the loss of an arm.
You take 17 points of fire damage.
Ooh!
As touching it
brutal.
seems to inflict more damage.
Mhm.
That's brutal.
Am I able to move back?
That will be on your turn. We'll get there in a moment.
Wait, no? Is it not my turn?
Yes.
Oh no, we were going down
So
the held,
we're still,
held order. Yeah, held actions.
Okay,
And
okay.
Mortar.
Okay, so Mortar is going to make his 2 attacks with the sniper rifle.
Yep.
Because I have a gun and I'm going to use it. Okay.
So go ahead
I'm
and
just
give me
like,
the attacks.
everybody's there just burning, and I'm just there like... Oh, sorry.
Bang.
That is
When
a
did
4
Mortar
plus
become
10.
a Muppet?
Oh,
When was
shit.
he-
I
you
should have
know?
added the extra d6 of damage. Give me a second, because of my big form.
Yep, that's fine.
So, my first shot
Done a
goes wide.
3.
What was the first shots to hit?
14.
14 misses. Just
Okay. Second shouts.
hits.
That's better. Okay, and then it's all of this plus 5.
Yep. And the branding smite. What type of damage is that?
Radiant. Oh, that's an insane roll.
That is insane.
That is 26 plus 5 is 31 points of damage.
Ooh, that is a heavy hit. Yeah, this thing is looking nastily busted up with that.
This is just the held. This is just held actions, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was one
Okay.
of the 2 attacks because the first one missed, the second one hit. And how much
Yes,
bonus
that's
damage was it,
right.
Romulus?
3
3
extra damage.
Okay, yeah, this thing's looking quite hurt.
Unhappy, perhaps?
Yes. So, okay then, Vinny. It is now your turn. At the start of your turn, as you start with it 10 feet within it, you take 9 points of fire damage, halved to 4.
Okay.
Okay, this creature now has its reactions.
Oh no. Shit.
Note plural.
Yeah, I caught that, Chris. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Alright, so Vinny, what would you like to do? I'm also going to add it to the initiative order. You'll like where it is.
Oh, good.
Yay!
We haven't shot.
Got an 8.
Okay, interesting. Right. And it's pretty badly wounded at this point.
Looks like it, yeah. But at
So
this
I have
point,
to-
you notice that the bits of crystal are beginning to take up almost flat defensive formations around the outside of it.
Okay, what to do here?
What else does Branding Smite do, or is it just bonus damage?
Stops them from turning invisible.
Noted. Doesn't matter for this particular creature, but noted.
Okay,
Absolutely.
it's 10 feet off the ground. I don't suppose there's any chance I could back off and try and get a running jump at it?
Yeah, you can do. Okay.
Okay, right. Yes, I will bonus action disengage,
Okay.
backpedal 15 feet, I guess.
Yeah.
And then break into a sprint, jump and slash upwards at the peak of my curve, the apex of my arc with
Yep.
my Sundance Scimitar.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Right. This is intended to be subdual damage if possible and if necessary.
Yep, that's fair. Oh,
It's rough.
total to hit.
12, and I don't think flanking is going to.
No, flanking won't come into
Relevant
effect
here.
here. So 12
Yeah.
misses. As you otherwise move back, you move forward, you do a running strike, and as you as the Sundance Scimitar passes through a portion of the flames, it doesn't seem to do anything. You do, however, take maximum damage. So 16 halved to
Ooh,
8.
8. Ooh.
Okay. Right. Add 2 bonus action to disengage, so that is going
But
to
you
be
did
my
make.
turn,
But
unfortunately.
do you have mobile?
No, I don't.
Okay. Was it the swashbuckler thing that if you attack them you can disengage, or is that a?
That's a sword
Fancy
guard thing.
footwork.
It's
Oh.
no, it
No,
is
that's a
a,
swashbuckler thing.
it is a swashbuckler thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
Fancy
also?
footwork, I believe.
You are
It's either
also a
fancy
sword
footwork
guard, aren't you? Or am I going
rakish-
crazy?
or rakish
I am,
audacity.
yes. I am multiple weird things on this character.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, with Rakish Audacity you can move back without provoking opportunity attacks. So
Okay.
you went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 back in. So if you have any extra movement, you can basically move from this tile anywhere else you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. I will back up 10 feet again.
Okay.
And I'm going to, if I still have my bonus action, then I'm going to give a bardic inspiration to Romulus.
Appreciate it.
Right, as I stumble and try to stick the landing from the jump, like, right, now like that, but better.
Okay. Cat. What would you like to do?
Can I summon an elemental in the air? It says in a space that I can see. Does it specify
Yeah.
it's got to be... Cool.
It can be. Yeah.
Cool, I'm gonna summon an air elemental above it. And as my bonus action, I will say subdue. That's my turn.
Nice.
Okay. So at the end of your turn, the air elemental will get its turn. So it will appear. Let me get a token for this real quick. All quick like. I have a. Where is it? There it is. Wind elemental. That will do. Boop. It's a pilly little thing compared to Syndrix, but it's the price you pay for a cheaper one. So it's hovering just above, and it will go into subdue. So the air elemental gets. It gets your spell attack modifier for its 2 attacks.
You're right. Okay, it's my spell.
So go ahead and give me both of those.
Which is plus 8. Oh, I'm looking for dice. Right. They're 2 attacks. They're plus 8.
Both miss.
Come on, you try.
As the air elemental moves forward to go ahead and make both of the attacks, the air elemental takes 10 points of fire damage and then another 10 points of fire damage. So it takes 20 points of fire damage, so it should have 30 hit points left.
Yes.
But there is an air elemental now above Syndrix. Okay. Romulus, your go.
Very well. Well, first things first. I fucking drop the halberd and bring out stagger.
Okay.
I rage.
Okay. Oh, at the start of your turn, before you rage, you take 8 points of fire damage.
Cock. I'm not enjoying that.
Wow! A fiery aura for those standing in melee and then making melee attacks against it? No.
Again,
Really
I am
supposed-
5 foot away. Objectively, I'm supposed to not be affected by this bullshit. But
You're within
fine.
range to hit it with a 10-foot range weapon. That's you're within 10 foot.
Ugh, disgusting, but fair. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I like move back 1 step and just like stretch my arm a little harder, yeah, sure, I'd get some singed knuckles, but it'd be fine. No, absolutely fair. So what I'm going to do is I rage. You know,
I rage. Alrighty.
a rage, as it were, and I also like to do the smacking with the stagger.
Okay. You recklessing this?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Go ahead and give me the attack rolls.
And just a quick thing, if I do add, if I were to add my, can I add the bardic inspiration if it's not going to hit?
You decide that before you know the result, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll these. If I think it's too low, I'll say, but I get to see what I've
Yes, you
rolled,
do.
just not the outcome. Okay.
Yeah.
I think a 16 is gonna hit. No, sorry, 17 because it's a stagger. Does a 17 hit?
You'll find out. Were you going to spend the d6?
No, I'm not. That's why I'm saying I think it's.
Oh,
gonna...
okay. In which case, it's going to use its reaction to increase its AC by 2, nullifying the attack.
That was my first attack, and I've already used up its reaction. This is a win for me.
Well,
Fuck, I swear
Chris said
this is a win for me.
Chris said one
of the
reaction.
reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris said one of
Remember the
reactions.
plural bit?
Okay, yeah, okay, it has multiple reactions. It should have only one reaction per turn. Should. Chris.
And so you are you... Okay.
So, second attack.
Second attack. Total to hit.
How, did you say how much it added to its AC?
2.
I'm confident that'll hit. Yeah.
What's the total?
The total is 20.
20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to spend its last 2 reactions to increase its AC by 2 more.
What bullshit is
Or
this?
by 4 more, sorry, because 2 per. Okay.
Okay. Action search.
Go for it.
Oh, I'm just making sure I've added that on.
Oh, by the way, you take, on the first attack, you take 4 points of fire damage halved to 2, followed by 3 points of fire damage halved to 1.
Oh, buddy, you're in for a world of hurt. Okay. It has no more reactions. You've confirmed it has no more
Yep,
reactions. That's a
has no reactions.
24 to hit.
That hits.
Thank you. I'm going to I
How
get
much
to
damage
roll.
is that? Oh, you get to reroll because of
I
stagger.
get to re-roll because of all of the things. So this is the
1 and
first.
4.
This is the first lot. This is the second lot.
This is also
Okay, so
non-lethal,
5
right?
and 4.
I'll re-roll the 1 and the other 1.
So 5 and 4.
Yeah.
Harlan, this is non-lethal, right?
This is all subdual. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I
Cool.
specified at the start of the
Just making
combat
sure.
doing subdual. So 5
Yeah, just making
plus
sure.
4 plus rage plus 7.
Okay.
That's a
So
number.
16 damage. 5 plus 4 plus 7. So
5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2.
16. Oh, plus 2. So
For the
18
rage.
damage.
18 damage. Okay.
It is on 1 health. You have
Excellent.
to keep it that way until Cat's turn.
Awesome.
Question: if I hit it with another thing, is it just gonna stop it doing stuff, or?
Yep. Oh
Like-
no, if you hit it with another thing, you're going to be knocking it over subdue damage.
Could I do a
Unless you wish to do
subdual?
attacks with intent. By the way,
Yeah,
you
could
do
I
take
do a-
12 points of fire damage halved to 6.
That's not unexpected. Yeah, I've got another attack, so I might as well use it. What would be the best thing I can do to sort of constrain it? It's like stop it from healing or moving or doing anything.
Well, it's liquid. It's basically plasma gaseous fire. There doesn't seem to be an easy way to stop it from moving at all, outside of attacking with Sentinel. Which, given it's already on 1 hit point, subdue damage won't work now.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing to note is that there seem to be plenty of these crystals floating around it, several of which seem to have formed this almost crystalline barrier which prevented your first 2 attacks.
Yeah, can I try and smash some of the crystals
Yeah.
since they don't appear to be part of its health necessarily?
Go for it. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All technically subdual damage where necessary if it does go through to anything, but...
Oh, this will just be hitting its mothership ability, so go for it.
Okay.
The AC of these things is 5 higher because they're tiny. That is a crit.
Natural 20!
So this will
I'm
hit.
just
Don't worry
gonna-
about the bonus damage. This shatters one of the drones.
Okay, cool.
Only 13 more to go.
Only one? Only one? Oh.
Yeah.
Fine, I guess. Aye. Anyway, that's the end of my turn. I don't think I have anything else. I think I'm going to just... I kind of want to
I
hide.
didn't cat.
Hide behind cat.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Right, Damien. So you know that this thing is 1, 10 feet in the air, and 2, it seems to be on death's door. You attacking it directly will kill it, meaning that cat will then have to start the ritual again, and the components will be consumed.
Oh, crikey. And I take damage. I'm assuming.
I take that back.
Oh,
as
yes.
Staying within range and suffering.
Start your turn, Damien. You take 9 points of fire damage.
Superb. Well,
You succeeded your save. You're fine. Okay.
I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Romulus.
Okay.
Give him +2 to his AC.
Okay.
So that would be, what, 2 spell points, correct?
Yep.
If I can find the correct thing to do this. There. Okay.
More time next, so get ready for whatever you planned.
Damien is so tempted to sprint for Starlight.
I can send Starlight to you, to be fair.
Take the dash action and just I think I'll join Mortar over there. Because if I can't do any damage, the only thing that I can think of doing is maybe going here so that I can... Actually, I could go here. Hang on. Will I be able to see the target if I went there?
Yeah, you'll be able to see it past Romulus and Cat.
Oh, okay. In that case, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move there. I'm going to hold my action again for an interception if I can, and that's my turn.
Okay. Mortar.
Mortar reloads his rifle just a moment. The shell that comes out just vaporizes into psionic dust as he fires another shot.
Is this at the drone or at the creature? Keep in mind that it is on 1 health.
At the drone.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to take out as many of them as I can. 18 to hit.
18 just misses versus the drones.
What?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, the drones have a higher
first
AC
shot.
because they're tinier targets.
First shot goes slightly wide, Mortar kind of... Okay. It's going to fire again.
Okay. That'll hurt.
17 plus 10, 27.
Yeah, that hits.
The
The second shot, as you fire it, don't worry about damage, shatters one of the crystals as it hits, breaking the second one of these drones.
I'm then going to use Weapon Frenzy.
Okay. Wait, is that the new weapon
to
frenzy?
gain
or
an
the old
addition. Yes, Adrenaline Surge is the other one.
You take an additional attack action for free this turn. Should be.
Yep.
The weapon frenzy. Yep.
So is that just one attack or both?
No, that's 2 attacks.
2 attacks. Okay, I'll make another 2 attacks then. That's 14. That's going to miss.
Mhm.
All right, second one.
Oh,
That's a natural 1. My gun jams.
Your gun misfires, yeah. Which means that your
Yeah, it
gun
does.
jams, and you'll now have to spend your bonus action in order to unjam it. Which that will consume a
shit.
bonus action this turn.
Yeah, I'll use my bonus action to unjam it and then prepare for my next line of shots.
Okay. Still getting used to the weapon. The one of the shots hits the others. The recoil is a bit much, and you're finding it difficult to both aim and shoot very quickly. And on that final shot, you hear a hissing from inside as you kind of begin to unjam the gun, going into the next turn. Curve.
Yes. If I go back, does that do a attack of opportunity?
You don't know what the range of this creature is. If it's 10 feet, then it will. If it's 5 feet, then it won't. Oh, also at the start of your turn, you take 7 points of fire damage. I'm just going to remove
that's
you.
the answer right there.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to move back because I am bloodied and not doing great.
Oh boy.
Yeah. What's the maximum distance I can go?
30 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That would be the most.
Okie dokes. And we're trying to get rid of the crystals on it.
Seems like it, yeah.
So could I Eldritch Blast one of the crystals?
Yeah, that's fine. So your Eldritch Blast fires 2 shots at your current level?
Yeah, 2d6 psychic damage. Wait, no, my bad.
No.
My bad, read the wrong thing.
Yep, should be 2 shots at 1d10 plus your charisma mod on each. So go ahead and make me the 2 attack rolls. You can roll both the d20s at the same time for this. Total to hit?
That's a 9 and a 7.
Plus
8.
plus 8. Unfortunately, both go wide as you otherwise shoot both the Eldritch Blasts forward. The crow forms otherwise glance off of almost the reflective surfaces of the drones, shooting out away in 2 directions away from the from Cindrix itself.
Ooh, well.
Okay.
Ooh, fuck.
End of your go. Cindrix, on death's door, will take its turn. It is going to make 4 drone attacks, 2 versus Romulus, 1 versus Vinny, and another versus Cat. The ones versus Romulus have advantage.
Yes, they do. Just a quick question. Is it doing any movement forward
yet,
as it
no.
does so? Okay.
Nope. So, Romulus, first one with advantage is a 21 to hit. Second one is a not as good 13 to hit.
13 misses. The 21, surprisingly enough, will manage to hit me.
Okay. 21 will hit, so this deals 7 points of fire damage and 7 points of lightning damage to you.
So 7 points of damage all told.
Yep, because it's halved. Vinny,
hitting, sorry.
that is a 25 to hit.
Okay.
2 on Romulus, 1 on Vinny, and 1 on Cat.
Okay, I'll decide in my head which I'm intercepting.
Okay, that's fine. Vinny,
Cat.
that
The one you're
is
intercepting is Cat.
11 points of fire damage, halved to 5, and 8 points of lightning damage.
Okay. 13 total damage.
And the one versus Cat is a 15 to hit.
No, it misses.
There you go. I'm intercepting yours, Romulus.
Okay. So that will be 1d10. This is done before, it was 14, so 1d10 plus 3 is away from that. So 6 damage, so that takes it to 8, so it's half to 4, so you regain 3 hit.
Nice.
Hooray!
Nice.
Okay.
Right. I am
it's
now
done
bloodied, by the way.
Okay, it's done its 4 attack drones. It is now going to... You have destroyed 2 of its drones. Those ones automatically get taken away from its shield drones. Okay. Which means its healing drones are now going to attempt to heal. Romulus, this prompts an attack of opportunity against the healing drones. There seem to be 2 of them, and they are much more well protected compared to the rest of them. You are now noticing that these ones have more of a kind of a darker purplish glow, and have small bits of corruption in them. You notice this, and Mortar. I'll say Mortar if you want, because you technically get an attack of opportunity because your weapon is within range, even though it's jammed. I'll say make me a investigation check, DC, I'll say 10 or 12. Actually, let's make it 12. Okay. If you succeed, you'll be able to make an attack of opportunity with your reaction against the healing drone.
Oh, that would be absolutely huge. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Still making use of my reckless attack?
Yep, because you used it during your turn.
Excellent.
Okay. So,
and I will almost certainly be making use of my bullshit.
Both of the drones will
Arctic.
go off once this happens. What did you get on your investigation check, Mortar?
I got a 8.
8, unfortunately not in your... Otherwise, you see
No
this
worries.
happen and you otherwise finish unjamming it, but unfortunately it's too late for the action that takes place.
I'm gonna have to grab
Still-
another D6 to add to this as well.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hit, but I'd rather be absolute. Oh, right. Okay. So that's 14 plus 9, 23 to hit.
23 will definitely hit against the health drones.
Excellent. I'm just rolling
for
my
notes,
second
you are-
damage.
Just for note, you are trying to hit a 22 for the health
Oof.
drones. As they gain the benefit of the shield drones. Actually, no, it should be lower now. so-
Excellent! Max damage!
Okay. Yeah, as you otherwise see one of these heal drones begin to almost try and insert itself back into Cindrix to heal, you swing upwards with the halberd, intercepting and shattering it as it splits into 2 pieces, disintegrating into dust as you do so. The
I would say
other
this
one,
is-
on the other
this is
hand...
stagger, not the halberd.
Yep.
But
As
yes,
that
other than that,
happens, the
Beautiful.
other heal drone does go off, sacrificing itself, so that means it's now down to that many drones. Healing Cindrix for 18 hit points. Okay.
Don't worry, give me one good swing at it.
Well, you've used your reaction, and it is now going to fly upwards. Actually, no, it can't. There's an air elemental in the way.
Yeah.
Now it's going to go through the air elemental because that will do more damage to it. It knows that. The air elemental... Actually, the air elemental will get an attack opportunity versus the other heal drone. If you want to do that, Cat.
Sure.
It will use your reaction, but you can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead and make me the attack roll using your attack. You're trying to beat a 20... Nope, because 2 of the shield drones are down. You're trying to beat an 18 currently.
No.
Inspiration, perhaps?
I do have inspiration. Yes.
And Tides of Chaos as well.
Yes, I do. Right. Okay.
Which one are you using first? Which one are
Right,
you using
that's
first?
inspiration, and that is a 17. Okay.
So we got a
That's one
Tides.
short.
So we've got
Tides
Tides
there.
of Chaos.
Please fireball us.
That's a 19.
Okay, the heal drone doesn't go off. So otherwise shatters the healing drone.
So it still only has
So
one hit.
it has only 1 hit point. At which point, it's not going to move, I don't think, because it doesn't want to risk... Actually, no. It will move into the wind elemental space. And because it moves into its space on its turn, the wind elemental takes
Fuck ton of amounts of damage.
20 points of fire
Oh,
damage.
he's got 10 points left.
Yikes.
Okay.
Okay. With that ends the Cindrix's turn. Cindrix gets its 3 reactions back. At this point in its stage, it only has 1 shield drone, number of attack drones, and no healing drones now. Okay. Right, yeah.
Right.
So, Vinny, you're up first.
Mhm.
This thing is on death's door, and Cat looks ready to take in the full ritual here.
What is it the cat needs to do to wrap this up?
She needs to get within 5 feet of this thing and touch it. Same as she did with Pterodor.
Okay. If it falls, it's gonna take damage.
Conundrums.
And I
If a
can't.
cat jumps on your back, she'll shatter you.
Yes. How high up is it?
10 feet in the air. With a
10
good
feet in
jump
the
from
air.
Cat or even a haul from Romulus throwing her would work.
Oh, good God.
I mean, I can shove you 5 feet as well. Just a good
Oh.
measure.
How much of a foothold does cat need?
How much
So
of a
jump up.
foothold?
Yeah, like how big or solid does it need to be, given her feet?
Considering that she is a large creature, it would need to be solid enough for a creature to be able to withstand it. So you're looking at a good rock, or a cart wagon, or Romulus.
Or an immovable rod.
The movable rod would work fine.
Good thing we've got lots of them.
Okay, then
Yep,
I'm going to dash in.
Okay, you take 8
Sucks.
points of fire damage because you move within range.
Yep.
Half to 4.
I'm going to take out the rod. I'm going to try and get it at a decent height that Cat can hop up onto it, and then from there.
Would I be able to give, like, Go for around about 7 foot if you can. I'm gonna cast Mold Earth and make a ramp.
Nice.
Would that take your action?
Oh, is it an action to use the quick?
Mm-hmm. You need to place your hand on it and...
Then I won't be using Mold Earth.
Use the fucking crystal.
Use a rod.
That's you. Could you quicken spell it? Like, you're a sorcerer, right?
I do not have quicken spell. My sorcery is insane.
Oh, okay.
It's completely
Which is
different.
objectively...
Yeah, she uses the rune system, so she makes her
That's
own
right, yeah, you know.
sorcery ones.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you activate the immovable rod, you stand there in the sweltering heat, the green flames glowing behind you. As Cat, you are up.
Oh, hold on. Once the rod is set up, I'm going to bonus action disengage and hand it back off.
And run away.
Vinny
Yep, that's
is sort of death by 1,000 cuts.
By fire
I'm
damage.
very bloodied now. Yeah.
Okay. So Cat, it is your go.
Okay, I know this is slightly out of initiative, but not out of initiative. But can I move my wind elemental forward a little bit to help pull me that last little bit? Should I need it for stability?
I will say you are getting advantage from the immovable rod already.
Oh, am I? In that case, then,
I will say, because the wind elemental can't technically grapple you, and it would take fire damage at the start of the turn, I'll say this. If you want it to help you and lower the DC of making the acrobatics check to climb onto the immovable rod, I will roll the damage for the wind elemental now.
I will take it because my acrobatics is not great.
Okay. So the wind elemental takes 5 points of fire damage, leaving it at 5 health, so it will lower the DC by 2. This makes the DC 8.
Right. I am going to...
And you have advantage.
Alright.
Actually, no, sorry. 10, because it was 12.
Oh, I know, use for Tides of Chaos, so that's exciting.
I can always give it back to you if things go poorly.
That's plus 3?
That would be a 9 versus the DC that is 10 currently. Do you want your Tides of Chaos back? Okay, take 10 points of fire damage from entering its range, and go ahead and roll me that D100.
Oh my goodness.
89.
I turn into a teapot, I'm gonna scream.
No. So you all watch as there's this moment where Cat's running forward. Go ahead and give me the reroll. I'll cinematically say what happens. You get to roll both, remember? Because it's an advantage.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes
it's
it.
a 15.
You all cinematically watch as Cat is running forward. As she goes to step on the immovable rod, you watch as the magic from the immovable rod set in place, the air elemental pulling her in, and the chaotic magic's flowing off of her. As she reaches forward, her hand touches the edge of the elemental, and she disappears. As does Cindrix. As Cat becomes invisible, and no one can hear you for the next minute.
Oh, that's terrifying.
So the rest of you watch as Cat and Cindrix disappear.
Cat has no idea. Oh. Well, it wasn't as bad as Terrador. Guys?
Guys, did this happen last time? Did she just
No.
spontaneously die with her elemental?
Are you still with us, Cat?
Hang on. I'm gonna go over in front of Vinny and I'm gonna wave.
Okay. Vinny doesn't see you.
Opportunity. Cat's gonna go round to the back of Romulus and she's just gonna like rub
Romulus
back
just
of his
starts
spine.
crying. No, my child is dead.
Yeah, Vinny's walked over to where they disappeared from, and he's like, "What?"
She was
Huh?
such a brave. She was such a brave girl.
A shiver runs down your spine, Romulus, as you say that.
She were but a wee little lass.
I'm gonna go over to Curve and I'll blow in Curve's ear. Same with Damien. Well, I'll probably get to Damien in the minute I run out by the time I get to Curve.
Yeah. So Curve, you feel this kind of rush of air hit you in the air, and you just kind of look around, and there's no real wind out at this particular time as you kind of look back towards the rest of the party, there's this moment where you watch as materializing back in from her invisibility Cat as she blows in Damien's ear, and you watch as Cindrix is just kind of floating there looking all like, what's going on?
Cat hasn't realised, so she's still cheekily laughing around. It's like, oh, what can I do to Romulus? Head over towards Romulus.
Romulus crying.
Damien
You
tries
see Cat.
with a gauntleted fist and just sort of motions at his ear.
Okay, at this point you will see Cat.
Oh, you're not dead.
Just ugly crying.
Oh, just sort of like, you're relieved, you just Cat. Oh.
Damien's taking a mental note to himself for the future. He's never attending a Minotaur funeral. There will be far too loud mooing and crying.
It will be far too funny.
Okay.
We did it. Thank you.
And so, as night falls and the illumination of Cindrix is beginning to aid them in this time, preparing for the colder weather ahead, that is where we will leave our party, preparing to nestle down for the night nearby, and hopefully getting some good sleep after what just happened. Thank you for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week where we will be doing this again. Alright?